All right, Taryn. Time for bed.
Oh, Dad! Can I at least hear one of Grandfather's stories?
All right. Settle down. Long ago, in the first score years of the Age of Renewal, the gods made themselves known. Now,
But I thought the gods were around in the first age, the early age.
oh, some were, yes, but most of the gods that we know now didn't exist then. Or if they did, they remained quiet. Anyway, each god took dominion over the elements, land, sea, earth, and various other aspects of the world around us. And men and elves and the other races began to worship them.
Is it true that some mortal men became gods, Grandfather?
Oh, yes, like St. Cuthbert and so forth. Well, it was prophesied that one day some of the gods would become jealous and covet the worshippers of others. And some gods would then become silent. It would herald the beginning of the Age of Turmoil.
Is that why the Temple to Ostrom is closed now?
Perhaps. Some say that the Age of Turmoil has started, and the gods are at war with one another.
But if the gods are at war, Grandfather, what will happen to us?
Come on, that's enough now. You're scaring the boy. Oh, don't worry. The good gods knew this day would come. I'm sure they are ready. I'm sure they have a plan.
I heard the druids in the west are dwindling too, and that Obed-High no longer answers their call.
Right, to sleep you, and take no notice of your grandfather. That's just a story, right? Yes, just a story. One that echoes from the lands of Aldersea.
All right, there we go. So we are going to join our heroes on the deck of the Sassy Lobster. Assuming I can actually get them there. So give me just a second. Because you know how the Roll20 thing works.
So good. Such a good name.
You know, it was a little play on words type thing. So. All right, there you go.
Dang.
Okay, so here you are on the deck of the Sassy Lobster. So we are about a month into sea travel at this point. You have been traveling southwards across the ocean blue into the horizon. None of you really know where your destination is, except all of you still have this urge that you have further south to go. While you've been here on board the ship, Paladin, thank you for the cheer. Much love. Appreciate that.
Here, Paladin.
While you've been on board the ship, you have all had to do your fair share of duties. So, what do you think your best suited talents on board a cargo ship would be? What have you been doing, Alekma? What work have you volunteered to do while you've been on board?
So Alekma has pretty much been fine with any task they told him to do, be it heavy lifting, rope manipulation, because I know my sea terms, obviously, jib sculling, and sorry, okay, no. But pretty much, I have never. Alekma doesn't complain. He doesn't say no, I won't do that, or I don't want to. If he's told to do something, he'll do it. He won't be smiling, of course, but he'll be fine with it. Like,
okay.
I got it.
So in that case, then, you have pretty much been ordered to haul in the mainsails and manipulate ropes, as you put it, and periodically, in amongst all of that, swab the deck.
Sure.
So that's kind of what that's been your lot, as it were. All right, so while Alekma has been doing that, what has Britannica been up to? What sort of job do you think Britannica would have taken to on board this vessel?
Probably a lot of the same, but she is complaining the whole time because she hates it.
Okay. So she's whining about the blisters on her hands and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yes,
Yeah.
she's happy to help because she knows she's trying to get where she needs to go, but she is not pleased with all of the labor she's being asked to do because she is so large. But she's going along with it with some sass.
Okay. What about Cyrano?
Scuttle and Jibs, obviously, but I think mostly he would be the lookout in the crow's nest.
That's what I knew you were gonna say.
All right, well then let's put him up here in the crow's nest.
Yeah, because it's A, away from everybody else, and B, it's just looking out, doing. It's not so much that, it's just he doesn't get physically or mentally drained just looking out onto a horizon of the sea. It's very peaceful to him.
Okay.
He could be up there from sun up to sundown if he needs to be, and just can have a pretty good lookout.
All right, makes sense. And last but not least, what about Annie?
I think I would be helping tend to any of the minor, wounds, as well as maybe helping out Mary Kimball in the kitchen a lot with all the soup, because I'm sure they're eating lots of soup. And anything else, swabbing the deck
oranges,
as well.
Lemons.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not complaining much either, as much as old Britannica over there. So.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right. Well, for the first month of this voyage, it has been pretty arduous. You've been worked hard. You have been pretty much barked at, yelled at by our foreman / bosun, Mallory Dufresne. And when he lets up, Captain Randall Jackman takes over. So you have very quickly realized in this month that these two... First of all, there are two things you realize. One, Captain Randall Jackman runs an incredibly tight ship. You have seen several people flogged for seemingly menial tasks. You have seen people strung up in the mainsail by their ankles for hours at a time, simply for sneaking extra half rations of rum. In short, you have learned very quickly that any infringement of Captain Randall Jackman's rules receive swift and harsh punishment. Of course, Randall Jackman makes it very clear and very well known that this is what's necessary to run a tight ship on such a long voyage and avoid mutiny and or the crew members just falling into disarray. The bosun, Mallory Dufresne, seems very efficient in carrying out Randall Jackman's orders, but those of you that are socialites amongst you have very quickly realized he is a malcontent. While he follows Captain Randall Jackman's orders, he clearly doesn't seem to appreciate his role on this vessel. And from time to time, you can see him whispering to crew members, and you believe that it's possible that the seeds of malcontent are being sown. One evening, you have all worked yourselves to the bone all day, and because of the particular day that it is a holy day to Osprey. Sister Mary Kimball, being though that she is no longer imbued with powers from the goddess Osprey, is still somewhat acknowledged and revered because, of course, Osprey is the goddess of safe travel on the ocean. So far be it from any captain to cast aspersions over the blessings and authority of such a priestess. She has made it known that today is an auspicious day and that everybody should be given a reasonable amount of rest. Everybody should be able to celebrate. So what has happened is the crew has been divided up into little chunks, and instead of doing whole days of work and whole evenings of work, the shifts have been broken down into smaller groups of 4 or 5 hours. We're going to join you guys when your break is finally come, and we're going to join you below deck. Here we go. Alright, so you are all pretty much here in this lower chamber. Each of you have got your very uncomfortable billets that you get to sleep on. You are positioned in a spare cargo hold, basically. There's cargo to your left, cargo in the right, and stuck in the middle are you. So, we're going to join you guys, as this is the first real opportunity that you have had to rest, recuperate, and possibly socialize with each other. So, yeah, this is...
Who is this here? Is that Mary Kimball?
Okay, so that is... Yeah, so Sister Mary Kimball is sitting on this billet across from you. So let's just kind of go across and introduce everybody. So here is Sister Mary Kimball for chat. She is the fallen priestess of the goddess Osprey. Here, in her 7-foot-plus glory, is Britannica. Huge warrioress. We are joined by Alekma right here, who is the druid. Which deity are you currently following?
Haven't revealed that yet, but it used to be Obadhai.
Okay, used to be Obadhai. Okay. Here, with her blonde hair and burnt orange cape, is Annie. And then last but not least, here on the far end is the roguishly, devilishly handsome Cyrano. Okay. And why that's going on, I'll go ahead and show everybody these characters in full with their glorious drawings done by Chris Tactics. Okay, so yeah, you're all sitting down below deck. You're all tired. No doubt about it. You've been worked hard. Not only just for a month, but this morning you were worked extra hard. Rations have been reasonable. No one's starving. Rum has been flowing. But for the most part, none of you are really used to this sort of life at sea. Alright, over to you guys.
Does anyone know how much longer we have on this journey? What's it been, like a moon?
Well, it's been more than one moon.
It's awful. It's taking forever. Can't this thing go any faster?
Why don't you all just relax?
Look at my hands. They're so yucky. They hurt.
Well, but the sea is doing wonderful things with your hair.
I mean, that's true. Salt is nice for the waves, but still, I'm so exhausted. I just want to relax.
Well, that's what we're doing now. Why don't you just see this as sort of a vacation on the sea?
Okay, good night.
I think a vacation would involve not swabbing the poop deck every day.
Well, not so much a vacation, more of a reset button. Do you know what those things are in this world? You know what I mean. Let me rephrase. Way to just sort of get away from it all for a little bit. Really reevaluate your goals in life.
My goal in life is to go south, and I don't even know why.
Well, we're accomplishing that right now, so that's at least a sail in the right direction.
Does it not call to you guys too?
Well, yes.
It does, actually.
Haven't we tried to figure out what it is if we're all feeling this
Probably.
pull?
I hope so.
Well, now we're really up. We're gonna do it now.
I have an idea. Let's ask
What?
that weird snake thing that Cloudy has over there. Snakey!
Wait, what?
What makes you think it has any idea?
He seems to know, like, magical stuff, maybe.
How has that ever been a thing?
No, he was, like, talking about things and maybe he knows stuff.
Alekma,
Yeah.
does your snake seem to know the future?
I don't mean the actual snake. I'm saying he knows things. He can ask the snake. He interprets the snake. The snake.
Oh, that
I
makes more sense.
Right?
so Have animals told you the future elsewhere in your lands?
No.
No, I wasn't saying that.
What makes you think my snake would be any?
I don't. Just thought maybe you seem like you know stuff about.
I know that we are heading where we're supposed to, and we are doing what we need to do to get there. So there's no point to complain or wait or dread. We just do.
Well, what happens when we get there?
I have no idea. But when we get to it, I'm sure we will be fine, and we will move further.
I could have said it better myself.
Yes.
And if anything, Serrano will see it coming first. And
It's Cyrano.
maybe no promise to tell you
Yes.
before even the captain. Make you feel better.
Or maybe a snake will tell us before it happens, since apparently he can tell the future.
My snake doesn't tell me anything.
Would you do me one favor, Alekma?
What?
Just humor the lady and just ask your snake if it does know anything. Please. I'd like to see that very much.
I know what you're trying to do, and I don't appreciate it.
Well, what? I'm exhausting all options.
You're gaslighting her.
Because gaslighting is the thing. Right. We have gaslighting and reset buttons in this world.
Very modern world. Oh my god.
You want me to talk to my snake?
Well, no, why do you have that anyways?
He's my friend.
What makes it a friend?
He bites things that I want him to bite.
So it's more of a pet?
Well, I wouldn't call it a pet. He's one with me.
Oh,
You're one with your snake.
well, that's good.
That's what I was thinking.
A man should be one with his snake, if you ask me. That's sailing 101.
Do you have a snake too?
Well,
On the subject of onanism,
Oh no.
I don't know how else to put it. I wouldn't consider him my pet.
Aren't you
Kevin
dead?
was that? He's more like my companion.
oh,
Oh.
Interesting word choice.
How did you?
I'm sorry.
How did you?
I'm sorry.
Why don't either one of you two have any companions? I'll look at the two ladies.
Ew, snakes are gross.
You're all my companions. We're on the ship together.
Well,
Right?
it makes us shipmates.
Yes. And so companions. It's similar phrasing, I think. Right?
No, very, very different things in the nautical world.
What do you call a companion?
I don't know what that is.
What's a companion?
Well, I mean, I know what it is. I just wouldn't.
Describe it for me, please.
Well, someone that slithers around your neck, apparently. That's a companion.
I don't have one of those.
Didn't we say we were going to trust each other?
Well, we've been on here a month, and I feel like I haven't even talked to you guys yet. I've just been working so hard down with Mary Kimball, motion over to her.
Well, that was part of the deal. We have to pull our own weight around here if we wanted a free voyage. And really, we got paid, so we're just doing our part.
I just wish it was a little less weight.
Oh, but you shoulder it well.
Well, why don't we get to know each other better then?
Okay.
Huh? There's this game that I used to play in Arendelle, my hometown, to get to know, the other villagers and city goers. It's called Two Truths and a Tale. Are you interested in playing?
Yeah, I like games. Let's do it.
Games?
Oh.
Is there a winner in this game?
The winner is we get to know each other better and we better friendships and we trust each other more maybe and have a good laugh.
Well, that's already a given with us, so what do we win?
Okay, if you win the game, you get and I'm gonna look around, apple.
Ooh.
Apple, I'm gonna pull out an apple from my pocket. You win this apple.
What kind?
Granny Smith.
Oh, my favorite!
How do you play?
Okay, so we go around the room, each person, and then we tell two truths about ourselves and then a lie. It could be in any order you want, and then we guess which ones are the truth and which one's the lie. Did you get it?
Yes.
But if you tell your 3 stories and we all guess correctly, who wins of us 3?
You do.
Why?
Because you're the biggest and scariest, and if you lose, I don't want to see that.
Well, that's not fair.
Okay, so we'll see who wins. We'll figure it out.
How about we split the apple 4 ways, and that way we all win?
We just don't play the game at all.
We're
Oh,
playing the
no.
game.
I'm willing to play. I'm just wondering how we do it.
Well, why don't one of you start, and we'll show Alekma how to do it.
Sure. Okay. Okay, so I'll go first, I guess. Okay. So here's 3 facts about me. All right? So, I'm going to hold up my shield that has a little, you see a little, like, image burnt into it of, like, a horse. And I say, this shield came from the famous Battle of the Panarian Ridge. All right, that's my first fact. My second fact, I use grog instead of milk in my cereal every morning.
Lie!
I'm not done yet.
Oh, sorry.
My second fact.
No interrupting.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My third fact is, I can strike down a man with my eyes closed. Which one's the tail?
Alekma, why don't you take a shot?
Well, I don't know this battle of Panam Ridge.
Panarian Ridge. Most famous battle in Iridian, just north.
I've never heard of it.
Destroyed tribes. Never mind. It's if you don't know of it, then there's no way you would have.
I think you don't drink grog in your cereal.
You won. And I'm gonna hand you the apple.
You didn't give them a chance to.
Wait, it's 1 round?
And I'm just gonna be like, shh, just let him have the apple.
All right, that's fine. Fine.
Oh, okay, so my turn, right?
Okay.
Sure.
I was almost exiled when I was born because my parents were scandalized.
Okay.
Oh no.
Another one. Okay, I got it. I'm gonna hold up the apple. I was born a runt, very small, not as tall and strong as I am now. And I once saved my tribal chief by throwing not this javelin because it was embedded in a wild hog that attacked the camp.
What do you think, Botanica?
Yes, Britannica, what do you think?
I think you weren't a runt. You were enormous. Was that the lie?
I'm gonna look to Serrano. You go.
Oh.
Oh. That wasn't it? All right. What was the first one again? Almost exiled?
Well, my birth was a controversy, a scandal in my tribe.
Right. Yes.
My parents were almost exiled or shunned, silenced by my birth.
Well, if the second one wasn't the lie, I'm not sure which. The third one was oddly specific. That's what sort of tipping me off about it.
I was born smaller than I am now.
That was the lie.
Like a liar.
I was born smaller than I am. It's pretty obviously the lie, isn't it? Really,
Oh
I was not 7'6" at birth.
So sorry, what did you say?
Oh yes, I heard the big one. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the third one's a lie.
I'm gonna toss you the apple. Correct.
Hey!
Wow.
Hey,
See how the
Danny!
game works now.
I'm gonna do a little trick with it and flip it off my arm and catch it.
Roll for that.
Hey, you're not.
And I'm not the
Are
DM.
you eating? Are you eating the apple now?
No, I just did like a little roll down my arm with it.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that.
Just a real cool guy move, you know?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay, cool.
You're a dexterous son of a bitch.
I try to be. Okay, my turn. Okay, 2 truths and a lie. First one, my name is Cyrano Diam. Second one,
Challenge us.
that was, well, it might not be. It might be a fake name. Ever think about that?
Why would you fake your name?
So people don't know my true identity.
Why don't you want people to know your true identity?
Well, are we playing the game still? I'm not sure.
Okay, we can go further into that discussion after the game.
Well, I'm not saying that isn't my name. It might not be. It might be the lie. See, I've already thrown you off the scent. I know how to play
Right.
this game.
Well, what's your second one then?
Let's see. First one, Synodium, check. Second one, I don't really know how to scuttle a jib.
After a whole month?
Maybe. Were you paying attention?
No, I was just doing what I was told. Continue, sorry.
All right. And third, I remember all the faces of the people that I've assassinated.
I believe that one for sure.
How many have you assassinated?
That's not the game. I said my 3 things.
No. Annie, do we know any games to get more information out of him?
I do. It's called 20 Questions.
I thought you were going to say 3 things. That's a lie.
Read that one next.
Okay, I want to guess this one.
Well, hold on. In honor of us becoming new friends,
Right.
companions, shipmates, I've lost count over how many. Less than 100 for sure.
Oh.
But more than 30, somewhere in there.
Between 30 and 100.
Yes.
That's pretty busy.
Well, yes.
Wouldn't-
My services are always in need.
Who hires you?
Everyone.
And you just don't ask any questions? You just take the money and do
Well, they need to have sort of a good reason. But honestly, even if it's sort of a good reason, that's enough for me.
So what
I think you do know how to scuttle a jib. That's the lie.
Is that your final answer?
Ding ding.
That is incorrect. I don't know how to scuttle a jib. I just said it because I thought the captain would be more impressed and get us on the ship.
So you're saying your name isn't Cyrano DM?
My name is, in fact, Cyrano Diam.
So you don't remember everyone's face?
Nope, not a one. I sleep like a baby when I shut my eyes at night.
Wow. Well,
Wow.
Well, it's just a job. You have to leave your job at home. Don't take your job home with you.
I'm not sure which is worse, remembering all the faces or not remembering all the faces.
Well, I guess that's personal preference, isn't it?
I always go to sleep in my job.
What?
I don't. I don't know how to not sleep while also doing a job.
What do you mean by
Hey,
that?
what's your job?
I was an apprentice to the Skywatcher of my tribe.
So you're still doing that when you sleep?
We dream, don't we?
Job is to dream?
Yeah, what?
No, don't roll your eyes.
You know, Britannica.
Okay, let's see.
Wait. No, hold on. I said an extra thing. So now you say an extra thing.
Well, it's not how the game is played. I already won.
Well, we're breaking the rules left and right, aren't we, baby? So how about you just go?
We do not break rules. We stick to them as established.
Annie, isn't there a special rule where you can ask one bonus question?
Yes.
I'm not sure on all the rules, but I think, it's a game that can be changed any which way we want.
No, I don't believe in this. Don't change games. You play them as they're intended.
I think the intention is just to get to know each other and have a good time. So if it's
I don't find this fun.
you're not having a great time,
All right.
Island you'd almost were exiled and you were the runt of the other two.
Well,
It was A
Britannica.
runs, not the runs.
Britannica.
Runt.
Well,
Okay.
Britannica, your turn.
Your turn better be good.
okay.
Mine was pretty good.
So I have the best hair on the ship.
Hey, what is
fact and not, something so subjective? Could you maybe think of more of like a factual thing instead of something we can judge based on preference and perspective?
Well, best hair is something that is subjective.
that's
or
definitely
objective. That's
that.
But okay, I see what you're saying though.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder,
Nope.
Not the actual beholders that inhabit this planet, but the person. Never mind.
So best hair, continue.
Best hair, and I don't have. I have a pet snake. And
Wait, you do or you don't?
I have a pet snake, and I don't know who my real parents are.
Oh God.
Oh, jeez. That took a left turn.
Anyone want to guess?
So which one's the lie?
I don't know which one I want it to be.
Well, I have the apple from the last round since none of you got the last one right, so I could guess again, but I feel like this is a pretty obvious one.
Oh, Lekma, do it.
Yes, Alekma.
I wonder if you consider my snake a pet of yours. And that it is in fact true in your subjective mind.
You want to dream about it, or
Ooh.
no? Final answer?
I mean, that's the easy one, so I will say that you do know who your parents are.
Wrong. I ate the apple.
What? He
Wait,
didn't
no,
get it
I
right.
want to guess. I think you don't have a pet snake.
I don't have a pet snake.
Give me the apple.
Yeah,
Look at me. I won the game in the end. I take a bite of the apple.
Wait, so it's just hot potato. Whoever has it in the end, like that's it.
What? Can we just keep playing? I want to play 20 questions.
I'm sorry you don't know who your parents are. That's very...
Well, does anybody? Well, I know you, Annie. Do you know your parents?
Murder hundreds to 30 people, so I'm fine.
What is that? Why am I being judged?
Saying.
What was that comment for?
I'm just saying it's not that bad.
I know my mother.
Well, that's good.
I don't know my parents.
Neither of them?
No.
Oh, just like me.
My goddess, how did you learn, manners, rules,
Oh,
I have great parents now.
love?
Do you have love?
Do you have love?
what a robot question to ask. Do you have love? I have love.
I found love. Do you have love?
Eyes rain. Well, it depends on what do you mean by love? Yeah, you say very, very subjective things.
Well, love is a very subjective term. It's
That's what I
what
mean.
you feel for. It could be a thing or a person. Or,
Do you have any family?
I love my job. Of course I have family.
that's good. You love you. That's a step in the right direction.
He loves killing people. That's not really a good step.
Well, I suppose.
I don't so much love killing people.
What do you love about it?
I love completing a task. I love seeing something through to the end.
Okay, so you could have either been an assassin or a secretary, and you chose.
I chose the thing I was better at.
I mean, that's kind of fair.
I always had just sort of a penchant for this sort of thing.
How are you so good at it?
Well, I sort of had a natural ability to not so much murder someone, but the ability to wait for the perfect moment, an opportune time, so to speak. And, well, I don't know my parents, as you said, but I do know family. And my family, I got taken in by, a group, if you will, of people.
Oliver, like that,
What?
like Oliver Twist.
Yes. Oh, you know him.
Yes.
Yeah, he was one of my bunkmates. Anyways, so Oliver and I, we came up together in this group. We sort of learned the way of the street. It's where I learned the dirtbag handshake I told you about earlier. For the first move.
Oh,
Nice.
okay. You kill anybody.
Well, not anybody. I don't just pick a random stranger on the street.
No, but if someone paid you,
like to kill children, unless they did something very bad.
Oh no.
Wait,
What?
well, like what? What's a bad thing to kill a child for?
What if a child killed another child?
Well,
What if that child killed 10 children? Shouldn't he be stopped?
well, maybe by like the law, not you.
What if he slips away?
So the whole thing with trusting you with the Temple of Offspring was not possible.
What do you mean?
Well, what if someone on this ship wants to kill me?
Yeah.
They come to you and pay you a lot of money to do it.
Well, they should have a decent enough reason.
So
And then you
I
just-
have to be a bad person for you to accept the job?
Not necessarily a bad person, but have you done something bad that deserves to be killed?
Well, that's very subjective, I would say.
Well,
But what if they say one thing and it's not true? You still do
well,
it?
no. I like to do my due diligence, of course. I just don't go around killing anyone for no reason.
I would hope not.
No, of course not. They're rules.
But just whoever pays the most rules.
Not most. It's not a bidding war of any sort.
Guys, we have to understand where he grew up. You know, if it was the only means of survival back then, I guess
no,
I can see where you're coming from.
Oh no, I could have done anything really.
Oh,
Secretary.
Could have been a secretary.
I see.
So you
Just
kind
sort of, like how you fall in anything in life. It just sort of goes that way.
Right.
So I stuck with it.
Well, I'm glad you left your job.
Thank you. Don't you?
Please don't do it at us.
Don't give me a reason.
Never.
I don't have a job right now.
Oh, so you're a slacker.
Well, I have a job here on the ship, but
Oh,
I don't love it. I do it because we have to.
well, what do you love? Okay, wait. Let me preface that. Hold on.
All right.
Hold on. Like how I love to do something. What is the thing you love to do?
I like getting to know people. Like truly getting to know someone. That's my favorite thing on this planet.
Oh, so you love this conversation right now, this little game we're playing.
It's my absolute favorite thing on this planet.
Oh my
I
gosh.
said.
Doubling down.
I'm really excited about it.
Yes. Two Truth and the Tale, my favorite game growing up. Any kind of icebreaker game, anything where I get to know someone's deep inner workings. You know? Really find out how they tick.
Oh, trust me, I understand.
Oh, he means it in a different.
I do the same thing in a way.
I suppose so. I like to get to know someone and then see if there's anything I could do to help or be of assistance. No, I generally have never killed anyone before.
Weren't
so-
you in a war? In a battle?
No, my shield was. Hold it up.
Oh,
That one was true.
so you've
See?
never killed anyone?
No, I haven't.
Not even by accident?
I don't know. Alekma, tell me.
Wait.
Go back.
Wait. You killed someone by accident?
No, I have not. No.
Have you?
No.
Okay, I don't believe you.
She totally has.
Who have you killed?
I haven't killed anyone. I'm trying to tell you. I've never killed someone and I took a knife to them and did the dirty handshake.
By accident.
Dirtbag handshake.
There's definitely been a few moments where there's been a chain cause of reaction of things happening that I might have just, not through me, but I did something that affected somebody else, and then they, in turn, because of what I did something, and then someone ended up passing away. That kind of thing happens,
So you're cursed?
I'm not.
Oh, you're cursed.
I'm not cursed. All right, I'm just human. Everybody's human. Everyone makes mistakes.
Well, not
Everyone
everybody.
feels guilt. You don't.
No,
You don't make mistakes.
not normally. Mistakes are bad in my line of work.
I am sure that he hasn't made any mistakes. He seems quite capable.
Thank you. I like to think so. That's why people hire me. They know I'm the best. I get the job done.
It is interesting, though. You like to watch from afar. When we entered the other bar, you vanished on us,
Yeah.
leaving it to Britannica and Annie here to find the person.
Mm-hmm.
So if we need to talk to someone, it would be you.
Well, that's not necessarily the case. I was the one who arranged this entire passage with the captain.
Well, that is true.
So what do you
I
love?
think we should send the women regardless.
I agree.
Wait, send us what?
Tactically, they're better faces of groups.
Yes, I agree.
Also, they're gigantic. Much bigger than me. I'm not suited for that sort of thing. So, Alekma, what do you love?
Everything.
Oh, okay.
Aw.
How about you narrow it down a bit? You could
The
choose one thing.
butterflies on the trees and the
Yes.
sun rising over a grassy hill
Yes,
onto the dew of. Okay.
all of that. I admit that the city didn't sit well with me, and well, this boat doesn't either. But you know, at least I'm not swimming to wherever we need to go.
Would you have?
No,
Just checking.
I'm not like that. My snake can't swim anyway, so
Snakes
I have
can
to
swim.
settle for the boat
Can't swim?
Snakes can definitely swim.
They sure can.
for more than a month on this journey.
Is it a water snake?
We'll take a little rest on you, I'm sure.
Annie, tell me about this battle. I've not heard anything about your lore or history. What happened?
Well, my stepfather fought in the Battle of Panarian Ridge. It was, oh God.
Yeah, use your memory.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so can Jane remember what happened in past campaigns?
There were. Do you know what Githyanki are? Foul creatures.
Bless you.
Another language?
Foul creatures. They have these powers with the minds. You know, my stepfather would often. He was a little messed up, and he didn't like to talk about it very often, or else it would affect him. You know, but I know it involved them, and I know it involved. God damn it. There were tribes that sided with these Githyanki, and they were trying to take over Iridian. You see, the big city on the east. And so Iridian and the king, they formed a big army of humans, I think even of people from the Feywild. Anyway, everybody chose sides, the Githyanki sides and the human side, and then there was a huge battle, and humans won.
Hey, Annie,
Yes.
how'd you get the shield?
From my stepfather.
He just gave it to you?
He was in the battle.
He just gave it to you?
He in fact, gifted me this shield before I left.
Oh, like a present.
Yes. And this sword. I mean, this scimitar.
But you haven't used either one of them.
Well, am I supposed to? I thought it was just nice. Pretty. He showed me a few moves with it. Practiced with him for a few weeks before I left. So I know a thing or two.
That's probably it, though.
That's it.
I probably think.
I'm level 1.
All right.
Yeah, let me just throw a little bit of metagaming out there.
I know a little and not much else.
Well, Britannica, that just leaves you.
Does it?
Yes?
What's the question again? I'm sorry.
What do you love?
Oh.
That's not the question I was asked.
Who do you love?
I love long walks on the beach. I love
What beach?
Yeah, what beach, smart guy?
all of them.
Name one beach you've walked on.
The western One.
Oh, lovely beach.
Yes.
Oh, this time of year especially.
I like getting things done.
Completing a task, just
So-
like
So stealing my answer, great start.
Kind of, but not murdering people to do it. So no.
So question.
Mm,
Why aren't you more happy doing this job?
because it's hard, and I could just ask someone else to do it and not have to do it
But
myself.
that's not you not completing the task.
But it still is done. So
So you like more knowing things get done.
yes, exactly. Delegating.
if she has a skill that she can use to have someone else do the job, why not use it?
Exactly.
Of course, I was just figuring
So-
it out.
So I was immersed in the hand axe thrower at the bar. What was that whole thing you were saying to those guys to get them to get the boat swaying on the boat?
Oh.
What was
yeah.
that? Because that just it worked, but
Those guys. Well, so I told them, well, I didn't tell them. They assumed that I was maybe sort of kind of a prostitute.
Oh. Wait a second.
And I'm not, obviously.
Did you say that about me too?
No, I said you were an intern, honey. That's totally different.
An intern prostitute? And I told them I would do it for free.
You did. But
Oh,
sometimes, not often, sometimes you have to just, play up whatever assets you have to get things done. So I did, and it's done.
Britannica, I'm fine if you do that, but if you're gonna pull me into your games like that, you need to let me know so I could try to play along.
yes, it's always important to make sure the game is fair and that all parties involved know what's going on.
It was fair. It was totally fair and under control, and nothing
Doesn't sound
happened.
like it.
And to be fair, you came over to talk to them with me. I was handling it until you meddled. So I had to leave you into the story. So you're fine. Don't worry. Everything is fine.
Is that why they've been eyeballing me this whole time on the trip? Are they wondering when I'm gonna pay up?
They would have anyway. That one captain said so. So it's nothing. Don't worry about it.
Also, you're like one of 3 women
Yeah.
on this boat, so, and one of them's, well, Sister Mary Campbell.
Hi, Mary.
What has she been doing this entire time?
Hi,
Praying.
Mary.
Just like,
Praying for
Get
all
me
of
off
us.
this.
has Sister Mary Campbell been afraid of us since we're talking so openly about this stuff?
You want to say I'm a prostitute? He kills a bunch of people. Doesn't care. Okay, so that's the game. Did we win?
Yes, you can all have a slice of my apple.
Thanks.
Anyone have a knife?
Yes.
This one probably.
Have the
Of
sup.
course I do.
I'm gonna throw you the apple.
I'll pull this little dagger from somewhere on my person. I can't really tell. I just kind of brandish it out of nowhere, slice it up, and pass it out to the rest of the group.
Guys, this is our team apple.
Team
Oh.
Apple.
Toast.
Let's call ourselves Team Apple.
Oh, cool. Real cool.
A is for awesome, P is for people, P is
For people again. For plural, which is people's.
liking, L is for loving, E is for everything.
I love it.
Awesome people, people loving everything.
Rolled straight off the tongue.
Worst team name ever.
I'll start on the banner.
Are you an artist?
I'm not.
Oh.
Oh, great. Perfect. Even better.
It's never my strong suit. Awesome people, people loving everything. Lekma loves everything.
Yeah.
You said it.
Said it, that's right.
I just hope that after this voyage, we don't disperse. You know, I like you all.
Thank you.
It would be sad to go our separate ways without staying friends.
We could be pen pals. Quill pals.
Well,
Quill companions. That's better.
oh,
Just, Serrano, do me a favor.
Sure.
If anyone ever hires you to kill me,
Sorry.
if anyone ever hires you to kill me, tell me first, and then, well, whatever happens, happens.
I will say this. I'll give you a hint first.
No, not a hint. Tell me straight up.
I'll give you a hint.
I've been paid to kill you.
I'm going to kill you in 5 minutes.
tell me so I can kill you first.
But just because we are now friends.
I'll think about it.
Seems fair to me.
What, thinking about it or telling him first?
Telling him first.
Oh, well, I'll think about it. We'll see. We'll see how it all shakes out.
If anything, I will be at my best, and you will then have to get at your best. And whoever's the victor will be the victor.
Oh, yay!
I'm always at my best. Are you not?
I'm just gonna like sit back on my bed, and kind of smirk, close my eyes,
Oh,
not answer.
off to work, I guess. Time to clock in.
I'm not going to sleep. I'm just
Oh.
enjoying not answering your question.
I see Cloudy over here.
With a chance
Alright.
of meatballs.
No, I will extend that to everyone who's in earshot. All right. If I get paid to kill any of you,
Did you
I'll-
hear that,
I'll
Sister Mary?
yes, Sister Mary, you as well. I'll give you a hint.
Okay, so Sister Mary is actually... She's asleep, but she seems to be like tossing and turning a lot in her sleep. Right?
I don't blame her.
I'm gonna lean back in my bed and see the line where the sky meets the sea. It calls me. Start singing.
Jesus Christ.
No one knows.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Now I want
it's
to.
happening. I'm not gonna keep going though. Don't worry. I'm done.
Okay.
How long's the break?
I mean, in theory, it's like 4 or 5 hours,
Oh,
of which you've spent an hour of it chit-chatting, so...
that's sweet. Are we allowed to leave the room?
Yeah. If you don't want to rest, you can go wandering.
Would anyone like to stare with us the line where the sky meets the sea with me?
Well, I've sort of been doing that all day, so I'm good.
Aren't we below deck?
Yes, I just mean that's what I've been doing
Oh,
up until this point.
well, I've been at the very bottom preparing soups, so I'd like to go up above.
What's the soup of the day?
Potato.
Potato soup.
Now, is that the same soup every day? I'm just throwing
Every
it out there.
single day.
All right.
I will look out into the horizon with you. It's calming.
Wonderful. Let's go.
I will not hold you aloft and have you open your arms.
What? Why would you do that?
Did
Yeah, so you
anybody
can-
see
you
that
can-
dirty great iceberg over there?
It's pretty romantic.
Yeah, if Billy Zane comes in, we're all in a lot of trouble, guys.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up.
I mean,
Cyrano wants to draw you like one of his French girls.
Right. Alright, I'm gonna go up.
Alright, so Annie and Alekma, you're going above deck, right?
yes.
Alright, okay. Then through the door and up the stairs you go, leaving Britannica and Cyrano down below deck. Alright, okay. So you two that are still down here, you plan on doing anything, or are you just gonna kind of try to catch some Z's or rest up? What's the deal?
I would just be lying back on my bunk or whatever it is,
Okay.
just kind of staring, not really talking.
Resting.
Yeah.
Resting, but I'm just complaining about all the calluses on my hands.
Okay.
Chipping away at little.
Alright, well, as you sit there wrestling, you can hear the faint moans coming from Sister Mary Kimball as she's no. And clearly she's not having a very sleepless night. And then suddenly she bolts upright and says, "The Green Eye!" Where am I? Oh, yes, we're on the ship, aren't we? Oh, do forgive me. I seem to have a strange dream.
What's the green eye?
And she kind of like looks really puzzled for a second. She says, I dreamt of this. It was a man, and he was a large man, and his hair was matted with kelp. And he was wearing brilliant dragon scale armor, and he carried a trident. And he rode across the ocean waves on a giant dragon turtle. And he came alongside our ship and said, "Beware the green eye in the red diamond." And then he said something along the lines of, "I will come to you, but before the end, I will make myself known." And then I woke up. Not entirely sure what that was about.
Well, with you being the expert on deities and sorts, does that sound like some sort of a sea god to you?
It could indeed be. Perhaps it is a dream sent by, well, obviously not Osprim, but perhaps one of the other gods that holds dominion over the sea. The kelp hair and the trident and the dragon turtle, of course, certainly seem, well, prophetic. But I don't know what this green eye and the red diamond was about. It burned so vigilantly in my eyes. It was a glowing diamond in the sky. It was bright red, blood red, that seemed to be dripping. And in its center, a single eye of the most vile yet asphyxiating green I had ever seen.
It's gross.
It was somewhat disturbing, for sure. I must confess, I have seldom had such vivid nightmares. But no matter. What time is it? Are we due to return to our duties aboard the vessel?
We still have a few hours. If you want to get a little more rest, or at least try.
I'll try at least. I don't know quite how well I will sleep after that.
Just try to forget about it. It's nothing.
She kind of leans up against the corner of the wall and closes her eyes, but you can definitely tell she's very, very uneasy and on edge. Right. Meanwhile, so a couple of you went on board upstairs. So let me go ahead, and those of you that are not, let me move you off of here. Okay, so Alekma and Annie, you have gone up on board. The seas are pretty calm right now. The skies are clear. You can see as far as your eyes will allow you to the far distant horizon. The sun is just setting, so it's kind of dusk. But there's kind of a brilliant orange glow on the very far edge of the westernmost sea.
I'm gonna follow Annie's lead.
Okay.
I mean, where she wants to go. But, yeah.
Okay. Do I see Bosun Mallory Dufresne or Captain Randall out here, or somebody of that,
okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
Bosun Dufresne is currently manning the wheel, and
Okay.
standing to his left with his arms kind of on the rail, glaring down at everybody, is Captain Randall Jackman.
Okay. I'm gonna go, let's go say hi to the captain.
On our break.
Yes.
Not the idea I would choose, but
Come on, I have questions. I'm gonna start walking up the steps.
Okay. Alright, Captain Randall Jackman is just kind of, as I said, his arms are on the rail and he's looking out. As you approach, he doesn't allow his eyes to kind of turn and face you or look at you. He just continues to watch down over his vessel.
I'm gonna stop and then salute, say, Captain Randall. Hello.
Oh, hello there.
How are you this fine day?
Well, we have fair seas and good weather, so as far as I'm concerned, I am in good spirits.
Fantastic. Might I ask how much longer this journey may take us?
Well, if the weather stays with us, perhaps another 2 months at sea?
Oh, 2 months, Beth.
Oh yes, we're already at least a good third of the way into our journey.
Are there any ports we're stopping at before we get to wherever we're going?
I'm afraid not.
Straight seas there.
You've been helping out in the kitchen, haven't you?
Correct.
Yes,
Are you enjoying the soup?
Enjoy would be a idle boast, I fear. But I am thankful and grateful for it.
Well, you're welcome. I'm glad I'm useful around here.
Yes, unfortunately, as the winds have not been in our favor this first month at sea, I fear in the next day or two it may be necessary to diminish rations by a third.
Really? Don't you think they'll be upset?
When we do this, it's no doubt going to damage the morale of the crew. So,
Oh, no.
as someone that's working out in the kitchen, I trust you'll relay this information to Sister Mary Kimball.
Yes, I can do that, but
Perhaps water down the broth just a little more, and maybe a little less of the potatoes into the soup, as it were.
so Captain, we already put so much water in it to water it down already, and we just put but an eighth of the potato in one soup.
Well, we're going to have to cut down even further, I'm afraid.
1/16th.
Oh no, just by a third, not a half.
Okay, I can't do that math very well, but I'll try to figure it out.
Well,
They're really gonna hate
gather
me.
the potatoes as you would, and put a third of them back in the barrel.
Third back in the barrel. Oh,
Yes, if you put 9 potatoes in, put 3 back in the barrel, my dear.
oh, got it. All right. Wow, that soup's gonna taste horrible. Can I add more salt to it?
Oh well, if you use the ocean water, it'll contain
Oh.
plenty of salt. By
Yeah.
all means, mask its flavor with whatever seasonings you find necessary.
I'll see what I can find. Thank you, Captain.
And then he kind of looks over your shoulder to Alekma. And should you happen to skewer any extra fish with that spear of yours, or bring down a seagull or two, maybe they can find their way into the stew.
Potato and seagull stew.
Whatever's
Interesting.
necessary. Any form of protein.
I suppose you're right.
Anything other than fish.
Well, I'll tell Cyrano as he's up in the crow's nest. Maybe he could shoot
He is?
a couple down.
I thought
Well,
he
not
was
right
below
now.
deck.
He's always up there, though.
Is he?
Yes. Not now, sir.
Well, that's what I thought. You just said he was up there.
Usually.
I see.
Okay.
Well, never mind. Anyway, as I said, anything other than fish, should you find your ability to bring down any wild birds or anything else, put them in the stew.
I will try. The problem is the birds tend to fly where there's land there, and you just said we are out at sea for another 2 months.
Well, yes, but from time to time they get weary and take rest up there on the top sail, as it were.
We will try to find fresh bird for you.
What do you think of snake and potato?
If you can find any sea snakes, by all means.
I meant just a
Typically,
joke.
they are much lower down in the ocean, near the bed, I understand.
I see.
Why, are you
Shocking.
suggesting you go diving?
Can
I
we?
wouldn't recommend it at this moment in time, with the many leagues and fathoms beneath us.
You sure? Because I could throw her overboard right now.
No. While some sailors find it bad luck and considered ill fortune to have women aboard, I have no hold in such ridiculous superstitions.
I'm glad. Well, I'll have you know I did touch the lucky horseshoe, so we're gonna be fine.
Yes, well, far be it from me to cast aspersions on sailors' superstition. This is a very superstitious crew. Doesn't
I
take
see.
much to send them over the edge.
Gotcha. Thank you, Captain.
Well, enjoy the rest of your rest. You'll be up here on deck working as hard as can be made to, surfacing the backlash of the whip, if necessary.
That
Sure.
won't be. See you then.
As we walk down, it was just a joke, Alekma. You know I would never eat your
Kind. I
What?
repaid you in kind with throwing you overboard. I would never do that.
joke for a joke. We'll back it even.
Yes, it's nature's way.
Now let's go to the crow's nest and try to catch ourselves a seagull, I guess.
Okay.
That's what we'll
Do
do.
either? So you guys want to shimmy up the?
Well, I'm gonna look up and see if it would be suitable for a woman wearing armor and a big guy like myself to.
Let's just say that neither of you are particularly well suited to climbing up into the riggings of a ship. No.
So I'm just gonna turn to Annie and be like, "Let's just go to the front and look."
All right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go
I don't
to
know.
the front and just look out over the sea.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, it's clear weather. You don't see any storm clouds or anything on the horizon. It's just as you can just kind of look out and see this orangey glow hue where the sun is slowly setting.
That's all I do.
Yeah, that's pretty much all we're doing. I think.
All right. Okay. So you're not really resting up fully. You're just going to kind of like enjoy the sea voyage and stare out over the oceans and stuff like that. Okay. That's fine. Well, after another couple of hours, Bosun Dufresne screams at the top of his lungs, "Change shift!" And several people immediately kind of like just let loose of their ropes and begin to make their way towards the door that leads down below deck. One of them like hands you a mop as he does so, just hands it to Alekma. Here you go.
I take it and immediately start doing what he was doing.
Okay. Alrighty. Those of you down below deck, it's not long before a few sailors start to come down and they're like, "You're up! Get yourself up on deck, you lubbers!"
All right. And I'll pop up and start heading up to the crow's nest.
Alrighty. Okay. scurrying up to the crow's nest you go. Okay.
Oh, hi-ho.
Alrighty. Well, yep. You get up on deck, begin to mop, pull riggings, adjust sails, peer out over the ocean. Alright, Serrano, give me, if you will, a little dice rolly.
Sure. What do you want?
We are going to get you to roll. Hold on a second.
Okay.
What? There we go. All right. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Spot?
And it would be visual, so yes, spot.
Okay. Let's see.
Ooh.
Did it roll? Oh, it didn't go automatic, but yeah, 23.
Check to make sure your dice are clicked enabled.
They definitely are.
Roll 3D dice is enabled?
Yep.
Huh, well, I don't know why.
I
you
the
roll.
Whisper GM. I can get rid of it.
Oh, I thought you took that off. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
No.
Anyway,
Yeah.
a 23. Okay, well, yeah,
23.
with your keen eyes then, you notice something a little strange. Over to the east of where you're traveling. So here you are sailing south. So this would kind of be to your right.
To the right. Okay.
Am I
Starboard
right?
side.
South. No, left if it's south.
Port
isn't it?
side.
Yep. You notice what appears to be kind of like a small swirling maelstrom in the horizon. It's weird because there's no dark clouds around it. There's nothing that would indicate bad weather, and yet there's this single lone twister sucking up the ocean water, probably, you know, at least a good, at your best guess, 3 or 4 clear nautical miles.
Okay. I'm gonna turn to the captain. Is the captain the one who's actually on the?
He is all the way over here on the stern of the vessel. From where you are, you probably couldn't yell loud enough for him to hear, so you'd have to kind of yell down. The general gist of it is you'd yell down to someone below you, and then they would relay the message back.
Okay. So I'm gonna look down and say, weather-based anomaly off the port bow, 4 miles ahead. Report to captain, please.
I'm gonna, with my broom in hand, I'm just gonna run down the stairs and over to the captain,
Okay.
and I'm gonna be like, Captain,
Oh, yes.
the Serrano has noticed something, and I'm gonna point in the direction. Something
Okay.
strange.
So you point in the approximate direction. From your lower position, you really can't see what he might be yelling about.
He said it was strange. You should probably ask him what it was.
Well, man, you ask him. Is it in our line of travel, or is it going to miss us completely?
It's on the horizon, you know.
Yes, but is it
Right.
on the horizon in our path? Is what I'm asking.
We're not gonna turn, so no, it's to the right.
Fine. So, but it is not heading in our direction. It's not traveling towards us.
I'm gonna
Oh, damn it all, man! Find out.
I'm gonna run back and shout out, "Is it coming to us, Serrano?"
Is it?
It seems to be moving kind of parallel to you.
At the moment it seems to be following us, not on an intersect trajectory. So,
I don't know these words.
All these long Sereno words.
okay, would I be able to see the confusion on your face?
Oh yeah, I'm just looking up you slack-jawed like.
It's alongside us, just sort of following.
I can't see it, but can I? I mean, and I don't really do see stuff, so knowledge nature, I guess, won't help us, will it?
Well, not really if you can't see it, no.
Okay, so I'm gonna run back, and he says it's following us, next to us on the horizon. Like we're not passing it.
I see, but if we continue on the course that we're going, we're not going to run into it, is what you're telling me.
But it's still following us, and it's strange.
I see. Bosun Dufresne, adjust our course by 3 degrees. Let's see if the strange anomaly continues to follow us at the same distance. Yes, sir. You see, adjust the wheel, and the ship makes a very slight 2 or 3 degree detour.
So I'm gonna go back and yell up. Update us. What happens?
Okay. Surprisingly or not surprisingly, it does seem to adjust its course to match yours. However, as it does so, you begin to notice that storm clouds begin to form directly above it. And you can see the little flashings of lightning as a sheet lightning is like bursting up inside the clouds. At this point, even though most of you on deck below can't see the maelstrom, you can see the flashing of the thunder and the lightning in the distance.
Are you still below me, Alekma? Did you say yes? You were muted, but I don't think you said yes.
Oh, yes, I am.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
sorry.
gonna say, it too has changed course to continue following us, and it seems to be getting rather angry.
I'm gonna run back. The sea is angry, and it's still following us. I can hear it too.
Okay, yeah, you've noticed that the wind, that the sails have kind of puffed out a considerable amount now, and the ship has picked up speed. And you can definitely see that the waves are beginning to get a little bit more boisterous as the wind picks up several knots.
Can I come up from below deck from all the sudden rocking from my post?
What was you doing below deck?
Making soup.
Potatoes.
All right,
I
okay.
go. Yeah, because I know
yeah,
that.
you're definitely feeling the ship.
Cyrano is
but
up there.
as you're preparing, you're noticing that the bowls are starting to slide,
Yeah.
and it's becoming a little bit more boisterous.
Yeah. Mary, let me go see what's going on. I'll be back. Cyrano will know. And I'm gonna run up to the front or up to the top deck.
Okay.
But then I'll probably see
All right.
Alekma.
Run into me, yeah.
Yeah, Alekma. What's going on? Storm?
Strange. Look, and I'm gonna point. It's coming closer.
Can we see it now?
Yep. So basically now you can see what appears to be a maelstrom, which is it's kind of like a seaborne tornado that is
What's
a large, thick, black cloud directly above it.
Oh no!
Oh,
Cyrano, get down!
What is that?
can I do knowledge nature? I mean,
Sure.
I can all kind of see what it is, but
Yeah.
all right.
It's not good.
20.
20, okay. So while you're not particularly well versed in seaborne natural phenomena, the very fact that this entire thing is isolated in such a small vicinity is somewhat worrying. It doesn't feel very natural. It doesn't feel like this is the work of nature, and it is probably somewhat the work of something more sinister or dubious.
Okay, so I'm immediately gonna like hoist my spear and say, "Everyone, get ready! Something evil's coming. Something
Oh god.
I don't want to deal with. We're gonna have to deal with.
What do you mean, like a fight?
I don't know, but this is not something that Mother Nature does."
All right. As the thing begins to get closer and closer, the dark cloud above it is expanding at a colossal rate. It's almost like it's just rolling out from the center. As it does so, you can see lightnings beginning to kind of like crash down out of it. And in no time at all, you can feel the spray of rain now begin to descend upon the decks.
Captain! What do we do?
Tighten down those sails!
Tie down sails. Okay.
Okay, run over to a sail.
All of the sailors are running around now, trying to bring the sails up and kind of secure everything. You know, host the main brace, go ahead and slash down those sails, make everything secure! As you begin to notice that the ship itself now is starting to rock up and down quite vigorously.
So
as the waves begin to splash up over the side.
As this weather pattern has now become visible to everybody, I would have started to make my way down because there's nothing else I can really do for
Okay, so yeah, climbing down in this weather is not as easy because it's wet. It's very, very windy. Under normal circumstances, I would never ask you to roll, but under these circumstances, give me a climb check.
Okay.
Cyrano! Get down!
I'm coming! What do you want me to roll, Gore?
Climb.
Climb check.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Ooh, it sound as good.
Oh boy.
Oh my god, I'm like so
I'm scared.
Do you not have anything in climb?
Climbing is not, it's a strength-based thing, and I'm not strength-based.
Oh, you haven't got any skill points spent in it?
Oh,
Okay,
no.
all right.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
so Sereno begins to climb down the rigging, slowly but surely coming down. You can see him kind of blowing to the left, blowing to the right. All of a sudden, you notice that with a huge gust of wind, it catches him in the midsection. He kind of spins around to the side. His left hand comes off of the rope, and he begins to slide down, gripping hard on one side with one hand.
I
Oh no!
would want to try to catch him or brace him,
Okay, so you want to try to get underneath him and catch him? should he hit
and
the
I want to
deck?
get underneath him and have my spear ready, pointing up.
What?
And little Serrano to
Yeah, 'cause
no.
That's going to make it a nice soft landing.
No, I would honestly try to like catch him or brace for him.
Okay.
Kebab.
So, Sereno, I'm going to give you a
Yeah.
choice here. You can try just to grip hold tight and use your sheer strength, or if you would prefer, you can use rope use skill to try to kind of to catch yourself and wrap your arms in the rigging.
Yeah, gonna use the rope use skill there.
Okay, go for it. Give me a roll.
Okay.
20!
Oh my god!
Oh!
Oh my god!
Well, it'll be bad either way, I guess.
Oh no!
You're dead.
Serrano!
Okay. So basically what happens is, as Serrano begins to plummet, he realizes he's heading down hard towards the deck, so he thinks, right, shoves his arm through the netting to try to grab hold of it. As he does so, you suddenly see him lurch and jolt as his arm catches and kind of yanks all the way down. You see him wince in pain. Serrano, you do indeed manage to stop yourself falling to the deck, but you receive 3 points of muscle tear damage to your right shoulder as you're now kind of hanging limp, like and the rope is all kind of entwined and wrapped around, and now you're kind of stuck.
Okay.
So I'm gonna see this and shout out, "Murder the rope! Murder the rope!"
Daddy handshake, Cyrano. Daddy handshake.
Bag handshake!
Okay, at this point, Bosun Mallory Dufresne has come charging down onto the deck and is yelling and screaming, "Somebody get up there and cut him loose! With this wind, it's gonna tear him apart!"
God.
And you can see him like swinging to the left and swinging to the right, and he keeps buffeting into the main mast.
Can I reach him?
Reach him from here? No, you'd have to climb up a good 15 to 20 feet to get to him.
I have a scimitar. I can maybe cut him down.
Britannica, come here.
Okay. What are we doing?
I'm gonna walk over to you and put my hand on your shoulder, and I'm gonna cast jump on you.
Ooh.
Okay.
May your legs be strong and your will great.
All right. Okay, so with jump for the next minute, you get plus 10 bonus on any jump checks.
Okay.
So
Then I guess I'm gonna try to jump. like Bionic Britannica, just
okay, so rather than try to climb up it, you want to basically just crouch down and try to leap and grab.
While his arm's stuck and break it off.
Snatch it off, rip it out of his socket.
Can I get to him if I do that, or do I need to climb?
You can't. Even with the jump skill, will make your jump way better than normal, but you're not going to leap 20 feet. So it really comes down to whether you want to climb up and then try to jump up and grab him, or if you want to use the jump should you fall.
Okay. I'm gonna jump up and see how far it gets me. And
All
then
right, okay, give me a jump
I
skill
race
roll then.
away.
And it's for speed, you know?
Gotta get him out of there. Okay, how do I do it again?
All right, so you're going to want to look at your skills list,
Yep,
and you're
I
going to
can
see
jump.
jump,
Little jump
and there's a
check.
little arrow or little dice thingy next to it. And you're going to add 10 to that.
Oh, thank God.
Which still means that even with the jump spell enabling you, you jump well. So you kind of take a run and leap and grab, and basically you land a good 12 feet up in the rigging. So you're now like 6 or 7
Wow.
feet from him.
Okay, so I'm gonna just keep climbing up. Like, hold on, I'm gonna save you. Don't worry.
I'm
Right.
not going anywhere.
Give me a climb skill roll, Britannica.
Okay. Let's fight that one. All right.
Sometimes the simplest things can be the worst adversaries. Okay.
Nice.
Right. With your larger than normal female frame, you're not being buffeted as much because you weigh a good bit. Gripping hard with your strong hands, you kind of move your way up and you make your way to the point where you can now reach Cyrano. When you get to him, you can kind of see that the mesh of ropes, kind of like the netting, is all wrapped and entwined around his forearm. And with the weight that he's kind of hanging on, there's no way he can maneuver himself to cut himself loose or get himself loose.
Okay, so I'm gonna kind of squish over there toward him and be like, "It's okay, I got you, little guy. Okay, I'm gonna lift you up, and then you're gonna take one of your little stabby things, and you're gonna cut yourself out. Okay?
Absolutely. I like it.
Let's
Okay, so you're going to basically take the weight off of him so that he can kind of maneuver to get his arm through.
I'm gonna
Okay.
push him up.
All right, Britannica, give me a strength skill roll.
Jesus.
Oh, you got this. You're strong.
Oh wait, that's not under there, is that?
This is going
No.
to come, basically, it'd be strength skill.
There's a strength button. You just press the strength button on the first page.
There you
Your
go.
first
Yep.
page
It's
under stat?
Strength stat.
Got it.
I know, it's getting used to the sheet.
Ugh.
Ooh.
An 8. Okay.
I'm small. I'm
so-
a small man.
While you're holding on as best you can, I mean, you've got to use one arm to hang on. So you're kind of just pushing him, like pushing in the small of his back with your other arm. Okay, so how do you want to try to cut yourself free, Serrano?
I'm gonna take my dagger out that I have and just start like chopping the piece.
You're just
of
going to cut
rope.
through the rope where it's tied around your arms?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Give me a dex roll.
Dex. Okay. There we go.
There's
Okay.
something.
Even though you're being buffeted around, I mean, you come dangerously close to cutting yourself numerous times.
Well, that's why I
because,
took my dagger and not my sword.
Right. But eventually you do manage to cut a large section of rope loose and your arm comes free. Now both of you are free to climb down. You're both about 20 feet from the bottom.
Okay.
All right, are you ready? Can we get down from here? As I'm like kind of holding him still, like.
Okay.
Are you-
As you're climbing down, one of the sailors over to the side here. Most of you are all busy, eyes fixated on Serrano and Britannica, but suddenly one of the sailors screams, "Look!" as he points
Oh,
off
God.
the bow. And you notice that the maelstrom has
turn.
now gotten incredibly close, and it is now kind of rearing round to cut in front of the ship.
What is it?
However, at the center of the maelstrom appears to be a strange glowing green eye.
Oh.
Okay, if you two want to give me another climb skill check, we'll see how well Britannica and Serrano get down the last 20 feet.
Okay.
Ooh, Serrano.
Well, 20 feet's not
Oh,
bad.
Okay, so neither one of you
20 feet.
get down particularly well. Pretty much you're both going to kind of like have to leap off the last 10 feet or get blown off.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I would have done anyways.
So I will happily allow either of you a tumble skill roll to avoid getting hurt.
Yes.
Failure to do so will result in d6 damage, fall damage. So if you can roll 12 or higher on your tumble skill check, you'll avoid the damage.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
okay.
All right, Serrano with a 24. Okay, so he comes crashing to the ground, but breaks into a swift roll and avoids getting seriously hurt from his fall.
Let's see this 7-foot behemoth tumble, baby.
Here I come.
Yay! Okay, right, both of you, almost in unison, drop down from the rope, hit the deck, roll over, and come back up to your feet. Neither of you worse for wear. However, at this point, you can see the huge maelstrom is zooming in directly in front of the ship. So now, probably maybe no more than 200 feet directly in front of the salty lobster, you can see this torrent of swirling water with a big black storm cloud hovering directly above it. And in the center, a weeping, sick-looking green eye. Suddenly, as if it was washed away by the efforts of the gods, the cloud disperses, the water just drops out of the sky like a column of water just hits the ocean. Water sprays all up and to the left and to the right. And it's just gone. The ocean immediately begins to calm down as the waves slowly smooth out. And almost as suddenly as it appeared, you've gone from torrential storms to quiet seas.
That's not right.
No, not at all.
I'm gonna look at Cyrano and be like, wasn't that the thing
The eye?
just described?
Yeah.
What thing just described?
Hold on. And I'm going to go down below deck and see if
This is kind of
if
weird.
I can find
Get her.
Sister Mary John Kimball.
Sister Mary
Mary
John.
what?
Sister Mary John
Every
Kimball.
time.
I'm Detective John Kimball.
Every time you say it.
Okay, so you want to rush down below deck
Yes.
and grab her and bring her back up?
Yeah, I want to find her and see if I can get her above deck safely.
Okay, yep. No problem.
What-
Let me put
what
both
was-
of you
what's
guys
going on?
down here.
Okay, so we were down there, right? And Priestess was, talking in her sleep, nothing weird. But then she woke up and she described something that looked exactly like that. And I think it was bad.
She was able to describe exactly what we just saw there before it happened.
Yeah, like the big greeny, gross eye thing. She said exactly that thing. And then she just went back to sleep.
She must be in touch with Is it Osprey?
No, she said it wasn't. That she didn't know what it was. Had any idea.
We must talk to her right now. Where is she? Could I go get... does Sirna go get her?
I think so.
Good.
Is everyone else okay? Did anyone else see that sweet move we just did, or?
I was too busy looking at the green thing. What happened?
Calm it down, but it's fine. Well, I'm sure we can do it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're safe.
What are the other sailors doing, actually? What's the captain doing?
Yeah.
The captain is kind of like standing up here, and he's got one hand on the wheel, just kind of holding it steady, and he's glaring to his left and the right like he's looking for something in anticipation. Most of the other sailors are basically doing the same. They've all kind of rushed to the edge of the deck and are peering over the side, kind of with anticipation, with a worried look on their faces.
What if it comes back?
No, we need to talk to the priestess and figure this out.
Right.
There she is.
Okay.
Yeah, you see
Wander
Serrano
over
kind
there.
of leading her up from down below the decks.
What was it, Mary?
I beg your pardon?
Well, sister, the thing you saw in your dream last night, something about a green eye.
Oh yes.
Well,
A large,
yes?
red, weeping diamond with a sick green eye at its center.
That's the one. We just saw it.
What?
Mhm.
Where?
It was right over there. I'll just kind of point to it. Are you able to use any sort of higher power to sense these sort of things?
I wish I could, but the reason I am on this voyage is because Osprey has forsaken us. We have not heard her words, or she has not answered our prayers in
Well,
many
Did you
weeks.
did you by any chance catch the name of that one man riding the shell?
Oh, well, no, but as you mentioned, there was a large man with matted kelp hair, riding a giant dragon turtle with brilliant dragon scale armor, clutching a mighty trident.
and he's associated with this green eye?
I don't know. Much of the details of the dream are somewhat hazy, but these were things that were very, very vibrant.
Well, and you said that he told us to beware of this eye, correct?
He said something along the lines of that he would make himself known to me and come to me before the end.
Did he come to you again while all that was happening?
No, I after I woke, I was down below working with Anna here on readying the crew's meal for this evening. I felt the tussle of weather, and I secured what I could down below, and braced everything against the storm. But by the time I was brought up here by Cyrano, everything seems to have suddenly gone quiet.
Well, seems like that person in your dream was possibly trying to warn us of something, and this might be it.
Well, it seems to have passed now, fortuitously.
Well, it's past might not be the...
Sailor right here, he kind of like, as he's standing there on the edge, he's looking around, he says, "Yeah, well, I don't see any sign of bad weather now.
Oh no, why would you say that, sir?
I don't know where it went, but it seems to have disappeared.
Oh, sir.
Oh, look at this lovely red tunic that I'm wearing. Why am I the only person on this ship with a red tunic?"
Oh no, poor Ensign. Ensign Jimmy, no.
And as he says it, suddenly there's a whoosh as something comes crashing out of the waves, grabbing him
What?
with its
What?
long, gangly, talented arms. It appears to be this twisted woman that looks like half mermaid, but she has got like long, swept back, bat-like wings. She has grabbed him as she comes whooshing out with a hideous, ugly, twisted face with a long, hooked nose. And she immediately is zooming up into the air, spiraling, carrying him with her as he's screaming, "Ah!" as he disappears up into the air. Almost immediately, as all your eyes are drawn to that, you hear as the sound of more of these things begins to erupt from the ocean around you. You hear on the front as two of them land on the upper deck.
Oh no!
Next to a couple of these sailors, while another one zooms up into the air and is circling around the ship. This poor guy is literally going up and up and up, just being held underneath the arms by this thing. You notice he reaches down and snatches out his dagger, and right as he is about to lunge at her, she lets him go and hurls him towards the deck. As you now see this small dot spiraling down, going, "Ah!" and he smashes into the deck right below, kind of right here. He hits the deck hard, spurts of blood burst to the left and to the right. You hear a cracking of timber as he almost hit it hard enough to break through, but alas, he did not. And this thing now is hurtling directly above you, kind of in a spiraling arc. These strange sea furies seem to have targeted your vessel for some maniacal and evil purpose. Perhaps it's somehow tied to this weird maelstrom. Perhaps it's not. But needless to say, as fast as they emerge from the ocean's depths, immediately the wind begins to pick up around them, almost as if they summoned the weather with them.
Oh, I go downstairs.
I want to yell, Captain, what are these and what are they doing to us?
That's a little loud.
What?
Okay.
Silence your
Immediately, the bosun screams, "To arms!" as they all start to whip out cutlasses and prepare to defend themselves against these strange seaborne menaces. But this guy is no more. We're going to go ahead and...
Oh no!
he's dead. Okay. Sister Mary Kemble looks and screams loudly as she sees these hideous things begin to hurtle down towards the deck. The looks on their faces, they're kind of a thick, leathery brown color. Their noses are long and hooked. You can see long, like instead of hair, they've got gangling seaweed ripping down their faces. They seem to constantly weep water, like it's dripping out of their skin, and it kind of splashes on the deck below you. They are absolutely hideous looking hags of some kind. Alright, what do you guys want to do?
Mary, get down below deck! And pull out my scimitar.
Okay, clearly unable to do much to help you guys. She reluctantly does exactly what you say, and she flees down below the deck itself. Okay, so you're going to pull out your scimitar, okay?
I'm gonna ready my axe and just...
Got your axe in hand, scimitar ready?
Okay.
Okay.
We got this.
All right.
I'm going to take out, wield a javelin and kind of look up to the one that dropped the guy.
Okay.
When it gets within 30 feet, I want to try to throw a javelin at it. I don't care if I lose it or not.
Yeah, okay. All right, so you're readying a javelin to hurl at one of these things. Serena, what are you doing?
Are these lifeboats? I assume they're off the deck just a little
Gets
bit.
on a boat and
Yeah.
Yeah, I jump in a boat and
paddles away.
I leave. Yeah, with the storm.
I did know how to scuttle a ship the whole time, and I escaped as fast as I can.
The way that the storm is kind of going right now, you're rather dubious as to whether the lifeboats would be particularly safe. But
I just want to make sure that they're lifted a little bit.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're not secured to the deck itself. No.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run and essentially hide under one of them.
Okay. All right. So you're going to bolt and position yourself. So yeah, go ahead and put yourself underneath whichever one.
I'd probably come the closest ones.
Okay, so you're underneath that. Fair enough. All right. Well, I reckon it wouldn't be a bad time for you guys to roll initiative.
Oh boy.
D20
Let's
plus
do
your dex
it.
bonuses.
I don't wanna.
All right, Annie with a 5.
Wow. Ha!
Oh my lord.
Oh, we've got the
Wow, we got a new Shaggy. Yeah.
turn over to the 23.
Shag it.
Alekma with a 16 and Britt with an impressive 2. All right, I'm going to go ahead and roll for the crew.
I'll just clean up.
The crew at large will go on a 13. And we're going to go ahead and let me pop these little beasties in here. And then I'll roll for them. Seconds. All right. Alrighty, let me do a GM roll. So this is for our little seaborn friends. They are going here. Okay. Right, so Cyrano, you are clearly the quickest and most dexterous aboard the vessel.
Well,
Okay. So what do you want to do? You get to act first.
so here's what I want to do. Seeing as these things are swooping, I want to wait until one of them swoops down on one of my companions here. I don't
Okay.
really care about the other crew members, to be honest.
All right.
So I want to wait until one is clearly locked in and swooping down on one of my companions, and as they do, I want to come out and try to attack.
Okay, so you're going to hold your action to try to do an ambush
Yes.
attack when one get close enough. All right.
Yes.
Alekma.
When the one that dropped the guy is within 30 feet, I don't want to throw it too much to the winds. I want to try to chuck a javelin at them in the air.
It is dive bombing down, arms outstretched towards the crew member that is right here. Poised and holding your javelin, you wait as it gets lower and lower and lower till you feel the moment is right. Nice. Okay, your arrow or your javelin flies through the air and it cuts straight through the right wing of this thing. Kind of tears a large hole in the creature's wing. It doesn't seem to... I mean, it doesn't bring the creature down, but what does happen is it loses momentum and kind of banks over to the left, letting out a loud, high-pitched scream as it does so. The thing is still alive and still airborne, but you probably might have just saved that sailor's life.
Bet.
All right. With that, the harpies begin to descend. Right, we're going to start off. There's 2 up here that are already on the deck that are going to open up a can of whoop-ass on the sailors up front. So go ahead and roll this, and there we go. Oh. All right, this sailor up here. So we're looking at this northernmost situation. Okay, the creature. Oh, look at that! What a way to start.
Oh no.
See ya, sailor.
Don't confirm.
All right. Okay, and that's the first attack, and now we'll roll for the second one. So
that's right,
basically,
confirm
what
it.
she does, this thing, you see her slash at this dude. Like as she lands, he turns to face her, almost like, "What the hell just happened?" and her claw comes right across his face, gashing all the way down, and then she kind of swings up underneath his jaw with the other hand. So total damage is going to be... The first one is... Come on now. Oh, wow. 1, so that equals 2. And the second one is... Oh, 20's being so... Okay. Okay, miraculously, he doesn't take too much damage. Both of the claws are kind of like surface. One just scratches right across his cheek, and the other one comes right up underneath his chin. On the other side of the vessel, his friend, let's see how well he fares against the similar attack of another one. Okay, yeah, he's going to get hit twice. For a total of 4. Okay. So both of the sailors at the front of the ship are being clawed and attacked by these things. Okay, this one was making an attack, but you bowed it out. So finally, this one is coming down, and it is going to make a dive bomb attack at the first person it gets to, which is a Britannica.
Oh, goody.
All right. Okay. Comes zooming down with one of its claws, and swipes at you with the first claw, and swipes at you with the second claw. This one, however, will actually rake across your shoulder. You take a superficial amount of damage of 2, and as it does a flyby attack, if you wish, you may make an attack of opportunity.
I'm gonna do that.
So you make a single regular attack.
Roll. Which one is that? This guy right here? Yeah, weapon 1 attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let it have it.
Let's...
16 for 10. Okay.
Wow.
So, yep, as this thing kind of swoops by, it claws you in the shoulder, but you're able to kind of bring your axe up and give it a hefty whack as it goes by. You feel a gratifying thud as the blade of your axe digs into its thigh as it kind of leaves up into the air. It lets out a loud scream as some kind of dark, thick, gooey blood. It's red, but it's a really dense red. Kind of drops down and splatters down your axe and across the deck. Okay. Now, Serrano, you had indicated you were waiting for this exact thing to happen.
Yes.
So as it swoops down and claws at Britannica, as she swings its axe, you leap out from underneath the boat and spring into action, come charging towards this thing in the hopes of striking it before it gets too far away.
Yes.
So you can make an attack on it.
Okay, would this be a sneak attack?
I will say yes, because it's completely unaware that you're there and you will be
That-
striking the back. So,
Okay,
you
so what
can
do I
have a
roll
sneak
first
attack
for
on
that? Do I need to roll something before that or no?
it. Just your
One
attack.
Yeah.
Just the one attack.
Yeah,
okay.
you use your move action to get to it, and then your standard action to make your sneak attack.
Flanking or no?
I'd say yes.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh!
Is that with the flanking?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, all right.
What did I roll? 5? I rolled 5.
You rolled. You rolled pants, is what you rolled.
Yes, I did.
Okay, so you come running out. Right as you're about to lunge forward, your left foot slips on the wet deck as the creature just continues to fly up. You literally swipe at it, and it's mere centimeters, mere inches away from slashing into the creature, but unfortunately it's just high enough away that you cut nothing but air. Okay, Annie, what do you wish to do?
Alright, so this one in front of me just swooped back up, so I can't reach that one.
Not with a melee weapon, no.
Okay, I want to move myself. I run over here, right about in the middle, so that to ready an action because I think maybe this left one might be sweeping down again soon, or the right one, and I'm going to ready my scimitar to strike as soon as either one of those two swoops down.
Okay. So you're going to kind of
somebody.
position yourself on the center of the deck and looking to the left and right, ready for any one that comes back
Who
down.
wants some? Please don't pick me, but
Okay.
maybe.
All right, Britannica, you made an attack of opportunity, but you still have your regular action if you wish to do anything.
Okay, and that one is still close enough for me to strike?
Action.
Let me axe you something. No, you can't. With its particular, with the type of attack it does, if you don't, you can only pretty much use an attack of opportunity. So it will be too far away to swing at again.
What I'm saying is, did it fly up, or can I?
Yeah,
run
it kind
at
of came down and
went up.
swiped at you. So you swatted at it as it came zooming in. As it clawed you, you dug it, but now it's kind of banking back up into the sky. So you'd
Okay.
have to use a ranged weapon if you were going to hit it from here.
Okay, then I'm gonna kind of do the same thing and run over here, kind of waiting for it to come back down towards us.
Okay.
Kind of a little square defense here.
Alrighty. Okay, at this point, the bosun is going to move to try to get up here to assist one of his crew members. So is he. This guy is going to kind of run down here to get in amongst the bulk with a kind of a herd mentality. Like, if I'm in amongst all these people, I'm less likely to be the one that gets murdered. Okay, Cyrano, you're back up.
Yeah. So seeing that I'm like, oh, I'm right out in the open now, and my big wall of a friend just left.
Sorry.
I mean, I hate to do the same thing, but I'm gonna do the same thing. I assumed it probably didn't realize I was there since I just
You
completely
didn't hit it,
missed.
so...
Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna try one more time.
Okay,
Like,
so
right
you're going to
here now?
dive back under the
You got
boat.
this.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm getting back under there,
All right,
and I'm just gonna wait
Alekma.
again for the right moment to pop out.
What's Alekma going to do?
I'm going to ready my spear and try to impale these things as they swoop down.
Okay, so you're going to kind of like wait for one to dive down and then try to rush and stab it? Okay. Alrighty. Well, I need to roll... Let me roll for the sailors that are up here. And see how well they're doing. Oh, not well. Okay, he does get a hit. 4, 6. Okay.
Nice.
So these two sailors that are up here, this one here swiped and missed. This one here slashed and did actually manage to get himself a piece of one of these water furies. Okay. Their turn. So this northern one again, as she slashes twice more at the sailor. Oh! Holy crap!
Oh.
Wow.
We more work on the ship soon.
Uh-oh.
All right. So we've got confirmed. So that's, let's see, R. Fortunately, these things don't hit that hard, but
They're hitting.
so it's a double. It's 2. All right. Okay. She claws that guy again, and then the one on the southern end of the vessel missed.
Come on.
And
Ah!
holy
Sure.
damn.
Jeez.
Come on.
I am rolling some serious 20s tonight. Oh.
Wow, yeah.
Oh, it's almost another 20.
Wow.
Oh my god.
This hurts.
All right. And we're doubling this one as well because it's a crit. At least I'm rolling crap on the damage, so another 2
Yeah.
points of damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Both of the sailors are still in the fight, but they're slowly but surely getting cut and scratched and lacerated. All right. These other two are circling round for second attacks. This one is going to come down and dive bomb this guy. This one is going to dive bomb the captain.
Ooh.
Alrighty. Missed, and she will hit him. 4. Slow on the dice rolls tonight. Roll 20. Oh, 3. Okay. And on our captain. How? Holy crap!
If you could just nod.
Wow.
What is wrong with these dice? Jeez. Alright. And that'll be doubled because it's a crit, so that is also 1. See, terrible damage. Alright, your captain is going to use his attack of opportunity to swipe back. And... Yes, he's going to hit it. 4, 7. Okay. Alrighty. So neither one of these. So you can move if you can get to them with your move action. You can attack them if you've got a melee. Let me fix.
Oh,
let me
I was
fix
like, there's
the,
no way that's 6.5.
Yeah, let me fix the Hold on. There you go. That's corrected.
Okay, I still can. Okay, perfect.
Jesus.
Bearing in mind, you've got to get up these stairs and then along the top deck if you're trying to go up top.
Yeah, I don't think I can reach.
I don't know how to do what you're doing.
All right. So if you
Love the arrows.
look, you'll see there is on the left-hand side. There's like a circle with a little ruler on it. If you click that one, Christy, that will allow you to drag and draw.
Yeah, the no snapping one.
Yep. And choose no snap.
Snapper, no snapping.
This? What's that? No,
If you do
that's
no
not it.
snapping, you can basically measure.
Oh no!
Oh, you're dead. Oh dear.
I don't know how to do it, you guys.
It's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th one. Well, actually, it might not be on mine.
No, 4 for us. 4th one down.
4th
There
one
you go.
down.
What are you even looking at?
On the left
Little
hand side.
toolbar on
There's a
the
little
left.
toolbar on the far left-hand
Little
side of
brush
120.
on the left.
Oh.
Ah, there it
4th
is.
one down. Go to no snapping. Click and hold, and then drag.
There you go.
No snapping.
I did that. That wasn't there. There you go.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay,
So bearing in mind, you'd have to kind of go to the stairs first and then up the stairs.
Yeah.
That'll be 15 foot, and then from that point, you can kind of measure. You got about 20 or so feet to the top of the stairs, and then another 20 feet to it. So you wouldn't, unless you. Well, what is your movement rate? Aren't you particularly dexterous? Don't you have a higher movement rate than normal?
I am. I have a 50 speed, but
whoa!
If you have a 50, that's only 40. So you, with your incredibly long strides and super fast athleticism, you can get up those stairs and take a swipe at that thing.
alright, I'm gonna do that then.
So
Hold
yeah,
on.
you can do that because you do have a 50 movement rate.
Alright, hold on, Captain, I'm coming. And then I'm gonna just run up there and just.
Okay.
I can't put myself up there, but yeah. Oh no.
If you hold down Alt when you move, it'll allow you to position yourself specifically. There you go.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna go for another swing.
So let's see. So they went. The crew have gone. So Annie, you would be next.
Yes.
So if you want to rush forward and try to take a stab or a swipe at that one ahead of you, you
Yes.
can. Okay.
I'm gonna bum rush this one and say, "Go back, foul creature from the sea that you came from!" And I'm going to attack, but also smite evil,
Ooh, okay.
so I can use my charisma bonus,
Smite thee!
which is 4.
Mighty.
Oh, mighty
smiter.
smiter!
Okay. They are definitely evil, so it will work.
4. All right, go!
Do your best smiting. Ooh,
Ah!
AC of 10, I'm afraid. Wow. Not enough. Much like Sereno, you get there and swipe, but at the last second, it pulls its body a little too high, and you catch nothing but salty sea air.
I should have trained more.
Britannica! Okay, you flee up the stairs with long athletic strides, rear round the corner, raise your axe, and may swipe at this thing as it attempts to leave the vicinity of the captain.
Alright, here I go. Take that.
My God.
And again, barely do you miss, but frustratingly, your axe falls an inch short of catching the creature as it leaves the vicinity of the deck.
Getting
All
stuck
right.
in your long eyelashes.
God damn it!
Being beautiful has a penalty.
My mascara!
Okay, they begin to kind of circle around and position themselves either side for a coordinated strike. They're now kind of hovering way above the ship, just buffeting their wings and holding position either side. All right, Cyrano, you want to continue to do the same, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait again until
Okay.
it comes back closer to me. That's what I'm gonna do.
Alekma.
I am going to hold my action and prepare a cantrip for when this one swoops down in our direction.
Okay.
So it's within range.
All right. Fair comment. Okay. So let's go ahead now, and these crew members will have now joined the fray over on this side. Okay, harpies first. So let me roll for this top harpy. It slashes at the crew member. I'm striking him once more. But still only one, the bottom one. Let's see how that one does. Poorly. All right, as the crew members now spring into action. Okay, so we have got first one slashes at the harpy and we'll strike it. Second one on that side will slash at the harpy or Sea Fury and miss. And then the bosun, he will swipe at that one as well. All right, so that's a total of 11 points of additional damage delivered to the harpy on the top there. On the bottom, okay, they're not faring as well. Okay, so these two harpies now zoom down. See where we at. Yep, zoom down towards the center. This one's going to attack this guy, and this one is going straight for Alekma. Okay.
Not who was I?
So Alekma, you had readied an action to cast a cantrip, and Serrano, you had readied an action to leap out an ambush attack. You're first on the initiative, so dive out and see if you can stick this one in the back as it comes down and goes for Alekma. It will still count as flanking, yes, because Alekma is ready to receive it. Ooh, there we go.
There it is.
Yes!
Oh wait, I don't want
Natural 20!
Alrighty. Okay, roll the d20 again. 3.5, we confirm the crit.
Is this a straight D20 roll, or?
It did already. It rolls it within the macro.
Oh, it already did it. Yep. So it
I
is
did it.
confirmed. So you did 6 plus 1 point crit damage. So you did a total of 7.
Yay!
That
Well
is the first natural 20
plus my sneak attack.
roll. Yeah, exactly. So add the sneak attack damage.
So 1d6 extra.
Yeah.
Come on, baby.
Oh yeah!
Yeah!
Hey, it's still 8 points of damage.
That's more than I've done. which is 0.
Alright, so Snugs, you are the first person to roll a natural 20.
Play the video.
Wait,
Cue the video.
I got it right here, guys. So close, always.
It's all white. Sorry.
Oh, it's my D20.
So there we go. Son of Jaxer, Dawn Marie, and Dr. Freak Show. You won
Yay!
gold because Snugs didn't let you down. Alrighty.
10?
Don really had no stock in it.
So much faith.
Okay.
All right, it's all right.
A good stick in it. Alright, Alekma, what cantrip are you hurling at this
See,
thing?
now I wish I was really hoping to, like, I'm casting Flare, basically.
Okay.
Of course, I need to pick on myself. To dazzle it as it's coming down on... I was hoping it would not be on me, because otherwise I'd have my spear, but I was ready with my...
Okay, it needs to make a fortitude save. Let's see. Its fortitude save is... where are we at? There we go.
Fail.
Has to roll over 14, so it's...
Yep.
pretty
All
easy.
right, D20 plus 2, fortitude
Say
save, and it fails.
Yeah.
Yay!
Dazzle
Okay, it
me
is
this,
dazzled
baby.
for 1 minute unless it makes its fortitude slightly creatures as well as creatures already dazzled are not affected by the flare. Okay, so let's see, dazzled.
Razzle
So
dazzle.
it's like a -1
Bitch.
on attack roll, search, and spot checks. It's not...
Okay, you've already got the condition.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it gives it -1 everything. That sounds good to me. Okay. Alrighty. Their turn. Alright, so the first harpy is going to take a couple of swats at the back of the crew member that it zoomed down on.
Those guys are all dead.
And it's hit him twice. 4. Well, these things don't hurt that much, so total of 5. Okay. And then the other is going to make a couple of claw attacks on Alekma. I'm going to take 1 off of both of these, so that would be a 14 and an 8. What's your AC?
My AC is 15, so
All
that
right,
hit.
then,
It's now a miss.
With your flare, it actually made the difference, so it missed. Cool beans.
No 1d3 damage on me, mother.
All right, Annie, you're up.
This razzle dazzle over here.
Who?
Annie.
All right. Well, it looks like it swooped down, or can I go?
You can, yep, if you've got a movement, you can rush over and take a swing at it as it swoops
Come on,
in.
Annie!
I am running full force at this with my scimitar up, going "Ah!" and trying to swipe at its wing,
Okay.
trying for my second attempt to hit something of the day. So here we go.
Hit it.
Blah blah blah. Go.
Does your smite that's a miss. Is your smite expended if you don't hit a target?
Yeah, just once a day.
Whether you hit or miss, it's a single attack roll?
Yeah,
Okay, alright. Alright, I'm afraid
And
no, you missed.
missed really badly.
Oh.
Okay, so Britannica, you, again, with your incredibly long strides, could probably
Yeah.
get down these stairs and over there to hit this one.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Or you could, if you wanted, you could kind of Matthew McConaughey it from, that dragon movie and jump off the
God,
balcony and try to...
If only you still had jump, though. But
Ring of fire. Rain of fire. Rain of fire.
Rain of fire, there you go.
Rain of fire.
Yeah.
So here's what I'll do. If you want to just run down, you can do so with a normal attack. If you want to jump, if you make a successful jump, I'll give you a +4 to hit it.
Oh.
Go for it.
Okay, I mean, because I tumbled so well before, I want to prove to everyone that I still got the moves.
That
so
movie was terrible. Money, Matt, I agree 100%.
I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna
Hey!
Okay, give me a jump skill roll. Come on, make this happen.
Okay.
Everybody, positive energy. Positive energy. We want a good jump roll.
Sending vibes.
Oh God, thoughts and prayers.
Here goes.
Thoughts
Oh,
and
God.
prayers. 14. Okay. Yep. I will. 12 was what I was aiming for. So yeah, you leap up. You jump off of the rail, fly through the air with your axe raised. +4 on the attack roll to hit it.
I go.
Because you're coming down at it as it's trying to flee up, so you're gonna be like literally zooming right into its line of fire.
You don't have to say the plus on the additional field. You just say the 4 because of that.
Wait.
Yeah, on bonus to attack when you get
Just
to that
put the
little
number
part.
4. You don't have to put plus. Is what
4
they're
under
saying. Just
additional
put in a
attack
4.
bonus,
Yep.
Yep, just hit 4.
Okay.
Excellent.
Screw it up.
Okay, here we go. Hit. Ooh! Oh, 18 points of
That's
damage.
Damage, though.
All right, okay.
Well,
That's going to be a killing blow. So, literally, you come flying down out of the sky as this thing comes up. It kind of turns its head to see this axe hurtling towards it. How do you want to kill it? Give me a description of a death blow for this thing.
I imagine it like I'm blotting out the sun. Just this massive chick just coming down, and I'm just cracking right down on top of its head. Just
Okay.
Straight
All
down
right,
the
there's an
middle.
almighty
Anime
crack.
split.
This thing, so yeah, it pretty much hits the thing in the head. The blade kind of cuts down at a slight angle, and a right wing and an arm and half a head collapse and flop down onto the deck as the other half of it spirals out of control and smashes against the side of the deck here. That creature is no more.
Nice.
And you get to land. And you get to land in a superhero land pose.
Yeah, so Alekma's just like staring at you. And I'm just gonna say, you're no regular human.
As you hear from as you hear from one of the sailors nearby.
That's a huge bitch.
Okay. All right. Nice. Okay. So one of these creatures is now deceased. This one, after its spiral attack, has gone back up into the air and is beginning to swoop around. Okay, Cyrano, what do you want to do?
Okay, let's see. So they're both swooped up. I'm just essentially going to.
Cougar the Mighty, thanks for the resub. 5 months of love. Take your pants off. Hit the high.
Thank you.
Here's a flex for you.
Take your pants off.
Just a quick one, though. Just a quick one. I'm going to kind of like look back at what just happened and sort of back up and scoot myself in between these two giant behemoths.
Like a butt scooch.
Like a little butt shimmy backwards.
His little 5 foot something between these two
Yeah.
7 foot plus monstrosities.
And just kind of spin my swords and kind of crouch so that I'm not the target they go after, but if they come at us, I will still be there.
You want to be able to leap out and into action. All right,
Yep.
sounds good to me. Alekma.
I wield my spear again and wait for the charge. And I allow Serrano to butt scooch.
You didn't have a choice in that matter, sweetheart.
There you go. Alrighty. Okay, it is herpes time. Ooh. Okay.
I like those rolls. One of them.
I was gonna say which one.
Okay, this guy is slowly. Oh, there we go. Okay, this time, after the 4th or 5th time being hit by this creature's
shoot.
claws, finally she catches him off of an angle, and you hear. "Ah, psh,"
Oh no!
as your green-shirted friend just found his way down into the drink.
Davy Jones' locker.
Right.
Maybe it'll be fine.
Okay. On the other end of the bow, he is also getting clawed a couple of times. Oh. As the two claws of this creature tie in to total of 4. Okay. Yep. I'm afraid there goes another one.
Oh boy.
Oh.
So you are now officially
Oh, no.
3 crew members down.
This is
You were
bad.
running on a skeleton crew already, so this doesn't bode well. Maybe you can save them. Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. All right. The crew members that are there are going to retaliate. So these two, the initial crew member is going to swipe at the Fury and miss. The bosun is going to do the same, slashing with his cutlass. He will strike it for 7. Alrighty. That one's starting to look for worse for wear. Down here we have one sailor left. He will slash at it and miss. Alright. The last one we have to deal with is the final remaining harpy. Okay.
One harpy
We've
left?
got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, there's 2 up on the bow. There's 1 still flying. There's 1, 2, 3. There's 5 of you in a little cluster here.
What?
Jen's online. Thank you for the sub. Much love,
Hey,
peace,
thank you,
and
Jen.
love. Enjoy
Thank
it.
you.
Take your pants off. Hit that.
Take your
height.
pants
Thank
up.
you.
Thank you.
Okay. Give me a stealth check, will you, Serrano? You specifically said you were trying to hide in
Yes.
amongst those guys. So, yeah, go ahead and give me a hide roll.
Hide roll.
And if
okay.
you roll well, I will remove you from the possibility of being selected randomly.
Okay. Yikes.
11, that's good enough. I wanted 10 or above. So you're crouched down, nestled between Britannica and Alekma. So we're actually going to roll a d4. So we're going to roll 1 will be Britannica, 2 Alekma, 3 is the sailor, and 4 will be Annie. All right, this particular creature is decided to dive bomb Alekma.
All right.
All right.
All
Good
right,
luck.
here she comes, zooming down, claws outstretched, ah! With a loud screech, her long talons
I
poised.
did hold my action to attack with my spear. I'm
Yep.
bracing
So
against
as
it.
she gets close to you, you did indeed hold your action. So you get to attack first. Racing with your spear and lunge up at her as she zooms down towards you. With a gratifying squish, you manage to drive your
Now-
spear into her as she zooms down. A 9 is just enough points to remove her. How do you want to
It's
kill
a-
her?
Well, it's a spear, so it actually is double the damage if I'm bracing against a charge. which
Yeah,
I
so that's
assume-
18 points. That's what I'm saying. That's like,
So
she's done.
I'm like right into her heart, and since I'm forcing the spear up, she's basically like a shish kebab. You know, she's skewered, and I'm throwing her over my shoulder
All
towards
right.
Britannica, actually, because that's the angle.
Why?
Okay.
No, not intentionally, but just
That
Yeah.
being said, technically that would give you an attack of opportunity if you want to overkill it, or... I mean, bottom line is, so Britannica, you're poised, you see this thing come down, Alekma jams his spear into it and then kind of pitchfork tosses it over his shoulder. This huge, big, mottled, grey bat creature is barreling towards you. So, what do you... Would you just swing at it out of aggression, or do you want to just move to the side and watch it splat into the ground?
I've got all this adrenaline, so I'm gonna look up and I'm gonna see it, and I'm gonna step back a little bit, and then I'm gonna take my axe and I'm just gonna like spin like a circle, like
Swing
just
away.
one- and
All right, make an attack roll.
like a
you,
baseball bat.
you decapitate Serrano. Congratulations.
I'm ducked down, thank you.
Yeah, y'all can argue over who actually killed it after the fact.
Okay, no bonuses or anything, right? Just a straight roll.
Just be your regular attack, yeah.
Okay.
15, that's enough. Okay, yep. So as it comes flying towards you, you and smack into it. Between the fact that it was run all the way through with Alekma's spear and then belted right across the chest with the axe, it goes flying again and smashes into the side of the deck. This one is also now deceased. Whether Alekma killed it, whether Britannica killed it, let's not quarrel and argue over who killed who. It's definitely deceased in any case. Meanwhile, up at the front of the ship, 2 other nasty bat-winged water furies are still locked in mortal coil with these poor, defenseless sailors. Okay, let's see where we're at. Harpies have been crew members, it is their turn. Okay, these two are going to swipe once again. Oh. Okay, we're at the northern end of the ship, first of all, so that's a hit. And then the bosun. That is also a hit.
Jeez.
So between the bosun... Oh, there we go. Okay, between the bosun and this sailor, you notice that the sailor hacks into the creature and it grabs hold of the scimitar with both of its hands and screeches at it, like pulling him towards her. And she's like, ah! As she does so, the bosun seizes the opportunity, grabs her by the back of the head, and drives his scimitar into her chest as hard as he possibly can. And you see the coiled dead form of the Sea Fury flop down off of the deck and into the water. They have killed that one. Alright, down the bottom here, the last sailor swipes once again. He finds his mark. 5 points of damage. Okay. This one is still alive. Now, by now, with the way that the current is going and the way you are... This is where our sailors are being slowly washed away from the vessel.
Ooh.
Alright, Annie, you are up.
Alright, so I think I maybe saw some sailors go overboard. Or heard it. So I would like to run 30 feet and kind of look out.
Alright, yep. Give me a spot check. It's dark.
Check.
There's a lot of waves.
Oh, it's
you will
dark.
need a successful spot to see the sailor in the water because being that it is dark and the ocean waves are so high. A 13. Okay, you're looking down and squinting, trying to see if you can see somebody. Just as though you're about to despair, you see a glint as one of the sailor's arms kind of comes up, and you just notice that the glint from the moonlight catches his earring as you're like, "Man overboard!" And you can see him struggling to stay above the waves. Okay, what do you want to do?
Okay, I immediately take the rope from my side and just start rattling it to try to just hurl
Okay, your character has
it
rope.
over. Yes.
All right, give me a rope
It's
skill
50
use.
foot.
You've got plenty of
long
rope,
enough or not.
but if you're gonna hurl that rope,
Catch!
hey, okay, right. I'm gonna give you a 50-50 on this. Roll under a 50. The rope is to his left, which means he'll float down into it.
Oh, come
Over a
on.
50, it's
Okay.
gonna be too far up, and he's gonna be drifting away from it. So you want 50 or less on a percentage dice roll.
I want under 150.
And then if you're successful, I'll give him a chance to catch hold of the
Okay,
rope.
okay, here we go. 1d100. Do it.
50 or less. Yes! Okay. So your rope kind of
Come on,
lands
sailor.
behind him. As he does so, he kind of lunges and sees it disappear over his shoulder. He spins around, scrabbling, and he's going to attempt to try to grab it. He's going to make a dex save. He's going to need, let's see, you rolled 8, which means you missed by 4. He needs a 14. 14 or higher, and he will grab your rope. Below 14, he's going to miss the rope and continue to drift into the ocean. Here we go. Ready?
Okay, what?
14! Okay, yes. He grabs, at the last second, he manages
I
to
feel
grab hold of
pulled
the rope and pull it into him as you suddenly feel the rope go tight as you realize that the sailor is on the other end of it.
Britannica, elect my help! As I brace myself with my
I'm gonna
feet.
run over there to help her.
Okay. All right. With your strength and hers, you easily start to haul the sailor in towards the edge. Okay. So that's what Annie and Britannica are both doing. Right, Cyrano, back to the top of the round. What do you want to do? You got two dead Furies on the deck. One is overboard. At the far bow of the ship, there is still one sailor slashing away as this thing is swiping and clawing at him.
And that's the only one that's left here, right? The one in the far.
Seems to be, yeah.
Okay. You know what?
Cyrano.
Yeah, I don't want to make my job any harder. I really like just being able to sit up at the crow's nest and look out there. So I'm just gonna look at the sailor fighting on the far end and just go, no, and run over to this side and take out my rope that I have, and I'm gonna
Okay.
hand it. the other sailor standing here next to me, and I'm going to say, hold this! And
All
I'm
right.
going to throw the rope at the sailor.
Same
well,
thing. Give me a spot check, unless you've got any kind of vision that will allow you to see.
I don't.
All right, spot check. 12 or higher.
Okay. Oh, nope.
Oh!
9.
All right.
Yikes.
We will. There is a sailor right next to you, so I'm going to give the sailor a roll as well.
Okay.
Still needs a 12
Come
or
on,
higher.
sailor.
Sorry, buddy.
So close.
So I don't see anything, right?
Nope. You don't see anything. The other sailor doesn't see anything. Clearly, he was swallowed by the waves.
No.
Oh.
So,
Hi, Jim.
because it was just a few steps over there, am I able to move again or no?
You can still use the rest of your movement. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of took a few steps forward. So oops. So I could probably.
Probably
I'm
about
gonna-
20 feet.
I'm just gonna move kind of back to where I was before. Whoops.
Okay. All right.
And just kind of hunker up.
Okay. Well, you saved one.
Yeah.
Okay. Alekma.
Spear ready. I'm gonna dash. So it's only like 40 feet. Holy shit, this is a big ass boat. Running to help the guy, basically.
Okay. What's your
Okay,
movement?
I
Like
get-
20?
It's only 20 with the hide armor, so yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so you're gonna start
Yeah,
bounding
I push
across
the guy
deck.
out of the way, not surrounded the other guy.
Okay.
Ooh.
Cool. All right. This harpy is going to attack the sailor once more. I keep calling them harpies. They're actually furies, but ooh. I hit him twice. This may
Yeah,
not.
he was fine. I knew he would be.
4, 5. Okay, he's still alive, but he's definitely injured. All right, the crew member. So he will slash back at the harpy. Fury, whatever the damn thing is, and he'll miss. These two are going to start running across the deck to try to help their friend. But they won't be able to get an attack in this round. Alright. Where are we? That's them. Okay, Annie and Britt, you successfully this round are able to pull the sailor up on the deck. Okay, he is
Awesome.
gasping for breath. He's soaked to the bone. That being said, most of you are because of all the water and the rain that's flying around. And he's shivering, but he is no longer drowned. He has been saved, so good on you guys. All right, Cyrano,
High five.
you saved a life. How to save a life.
I mean, I can't get all the way over to that boat, and there's 3 of those guys over there, so I'm just gonna keep watch here and make sure nothing else is
Okay.
popping up or kind of getting the drop on us or anything.
All right. You use your vigilant eyes to make sure that none of these other creatures are about to ascend upon you.
Yep.
Alekma.
Yeah, I'm gonna run a little bit more. I'm just my full motion.
Okay.
It's a slow slog. Really.
What's the range on your javelins?
It's javelins is 30 feet, although I can throw more just at a disadvantage.
I mean, if you wanted to, you could run your distance and then hurl one with your
All right.
minus.
So
if you
it's
want
an
to.
increment -2 every 30 feet after. So,
So you'd be at -2 to hit.
okay. Put in
Do it.
-2.
Do it.
Oh. Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Let's get ready to fumble. Okay. All right. Yep.
Yeah, so I run and like
You
boom.
run, you bring yourself to a stop to throw the spear. As you do so, with the wetness of the slick deck and your hide boots, you kind of go sliding and skidding, almost falling over as the javelin kind of lofts way too high. And like a really crap round of track and field, your arrow goes straight up and comes almost back down, landing only 3 feet to your left, almost skewering yourself.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I pick it up again.
Hey, that's
Nothing
the
happens.
advantage. You still have the spear. All right. And this creature is attacking one of the sailors once more. Ooh.
This is Bad news bears.
He has 4 hit points left. How much down? Oh, and there it goes!
Oh,
I'm
no.
afraid this sailor collapses down on the ground, tumbles down this flight of stairs, covered in blood. The remaining 2 sailors, however, will lunge forward. The first sailor will slash with his cutlass at the creature, and then the
God.
bosun will also do so.
Oh my god.
Both of them miss. All right, okay. Annie and Britt, you guys are. So you've rescued the sailor from certain drowning. As he's sitting there on the steps.
Yeah. I'll take my
Fuck me, that's cold.
and put it around him. Be like, it's going to be okay. Just calm down. Just
Okay.
breathe.
All right. Wrap him up in your big cloak.
I'm just gonna look at Britannica like, what do we do?
I'm just still pumped from all the adrenaline. I'm like, let's go kill that sea bitch.
Okay. Well, if you dash, you can dash 100 feet.
Yeah, I'm gonna-
Go, go,
You're
go.
incredibly fast. So from where you
I
are,
don't know where that is.
Oh, that's a lot.
Okay.
yeah, you can like get almost if you can get to like here. You could like get there.
Yeah.
If she's still alive next round, you can get to her.
All right, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna
Okay.
go. Just let's go. Ah!
Right, so Alekma's boom, 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 and he hears dum, 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 as she comes belting past him with her incredibly long and stupidly swift legs. Okay. Alrighty. Here we are. So this nasty bitch is going to take another swipe at one of the new new sailor. However, she doesn't manage to find her mark with either. The sailors will retaliate, so the first one swipes with his scimitar.
Ooh.
Oh, that's not good. And then the bosun also does as well. He finally hits the mark. 4. Oh, solid hit.
Okay.
Okay. After a hefty slash right into the left shoulder that kind of drives a big, deep wound halfway from her shoulder down to her breastbone, she suddenly seems to be nervous as she glances around and realizes it's just me. I'm on my own. All right. She is going to probably try to bolt on this round. That being said, before she can do so, start of a new round. So, Cyrano, I'm assuming you're doing the same thing.
Yeah, nothing I can really do.
All right, Alekma.
I am seeing like the tides turn,
Yeah.
unintended. I am going to run to the stairs and down the stairs to see if I can tend to the guy who fell down and got hurt, possibly dead.
Okay.
See if he's alive, basically.
Yeah. Go ahead. Move yourself down there.
So,
You can get to him in one round, and then you'll have to check on him in the next.
okay, cool.
Alrighty. Annie, you're still tending to the freezing cold, shivering sailor.
I think I would stay. I would like to stay here and make sure he doesn't like drown in his own vomit or something.
Die of hypothermia.
Yeah.
All right. Britannica.
Yes. I am going to go right for her.
All
and
right.
just-
So you come bounding up onto the upper deck, onto the poop deck.
swing as hard as I can and just ah!
All right. So yeah, as you get to her, she's turned. She's on the bow, and she's about to kind of push herself off and try to fly into the storm to escape her fate. This may be the last opportunity to bring this bitch to justice.
Come on,
Go for it.
Brett.
Alrighty, just a regular one.
Sure.
Yeah.
Here goes.
Unless you want to leap off the boat.
Yeah,
All right,
she's
yep.
a beast,
Nice.
man.
Okay,
Nice.
so yeah, she's poised on the edge, ready to leap off into the air. It will be a killing blow, so she's got her back to you, wings tucked back, she's crouched, ready to push herself off. What happens to her?
So I'm gonna just slice down her spine and just go, "You're not going anywhere!"
All right. So yeah, the axe kind of hits her right at the base of the neck, grinds all the way down, almost filleting her perfectly. Wow. She kind of like suddenly becomes like rigid as she just falls and nosedives off the vessel.
Gotta kick her
into the waves below. Yeah, that's fine. Give her a good shove with your boot to help her into the waves as she crashes down into the water. Almost immediately, as the last one hits the ocean, the storm subsides, and immediately all the rain just ceases, and once again the ship slowly begins to settle on the ocean waves. Okay, Alekma, you've rushed down. Give me a heal check on the sailor. Alright, he is still alive!
Yes.
And with a successful heal, you will be able to stabilize him. So you have just saved another sailor.
I'm also going to use Cure Light Wounds on him.
Okay.
Bring him back, so...
He's back.
Ooh, yeah.
Guess who's back? Well, for a couple of points anyway.
Man.
Hey, good enough.
I'm just going to cradle his head in my gigantic lap.
Oh my god.
But it's kind of awkward because, you know, we're on the stairs and he's descending lower than me, so...
We did it!
As...
Did we, though?
As the sky's clear, it's still fairly dark, but you have managed to weather the storm.
Oh.
Good one.
And survive the Furies. Why they attacked here in the middle of the ocean, where they come from, who knows? But you can't help but remember when Sister Mary Kimball referred to the green eye and what you saw at the center of the maelstrom that preceded this strange attack by these leathery, winged, water-bound creatures. You have lost... two sailors. You managed to save the lives of one. So, yep, your crew is a little lighter now than it was before. Which, congratulations, means for the next 2 months, you have to work even harder.
No!
But we don't have to ration food as much now.
That's true. So,
Potato soup for all!
on the flip side, yep, you will have to work harder, but you will have more nourishing potato soup, because apparently that's all that Annie seems to know how to make.
Yeah, Purple, we saved 2. You're right. I mean, sorry.
Real
you
quick,
saved
sorry
2
to
and
interrupt.
lost 2.
Lost 2.
Yeah.
What?
Or I'm gonna interrupt real quick. Good night, Ollie. Love you, Mama loves you. He's going to bed.
Mama's
Sorry.
going to make you some potato soup tomorrow.
He was watching me kill everything. So.
Oh, great.
Like a good son should.
That's my mommy committing all that murder.
Love you, Bubba.
There you go. Awesome. All right. Yeah, what do you guys want to do?
Cry.
I am going to put this crew person in a bed.
Okay.
He's still probably unconscious, right? Or...
No, he was stabilized. You brought him. I mean, you brought him round.
Okay.
He's very unwell, clawed, lacerated, and battered.
So when I'm done, I'm gonna reemerge, and I'm actually gonna not forcefully, but
I mean,
like,
several of the sailors are injured. I mean, like four of them have been have gotten huge big scratch marks or gouges or gashes from these things.
So I'm just gonna put my hand on Britannica's shoulder and be like, "We need to talk."
Okay.
And I'm gonna kind of lead you over here.
Biggest lady I've ever seen.
Yes.
I have seen people in my tribe run extremely fast, and I don't begrudge them their talents because I'm usually weighed down with all this fur and hide. I have never seen one like you, though, of my tribe, my size, run at your speed. No human at that either, like Serrano or Annie.
It's Cyrano.
I don't
Go
I
bug,
don't know.
go bug mom, Cyrano.
I've always been good at it. I've just always been really fast.
So I'm gonna crouch down and start like observing your feet, which is
Oh.
weird.
Okay.
But
You don't.
He's
need
got a
to
foot
do that.
fetish.
I'm
Please, let me touch
appraising
your
your musculature. Really, I mean it's kind of creepy. I know. I'm sorry, but I'm very intrigued
God.
that a woman can run. That a large woman could run 100 feet. Like no man in the Goliath tribe or woman could run that fast. So I'm just like intrigued.
She's super fast.
Are you imbued with some nature magic? I mean, I'm aware I have some of that ability. Doesn't
I don't
seem
know.
like it though. You're not no energies or anything.
I just always been really fast on my feet. I guess my mom said that I was like, it was the long legs, and I just could. I was just blessed with these long gams. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, it's a boon, so I'm not complaining. It just
Well, if you want to cast any more boosts on me, I'd be fine with that.
you'd probably set this whole boat on fire if you go any faster.
Only if there's more things to kill.
Yeah, I ain't giving you long strider, man. 60 feet
Come on.
is crazy.
Come on. Just a little bit.
Run off the boat, right off the edge without even realizing. Splash.
Just
Well.
run a French around.
Okay. Well, the mood on the boat is incredibly dour. Of course, half the crew members are injured and wounded. The other half are scared and worried. The bosun seems to be somewhat unshaken. Let's see, who's down here on the deck? Serrano. Okay, so he walks over to Serrano. And you see the bosun kind of walk over to you with a familiar kind of blank stare. If you do nothing to dissuade him, when he gets close to you, he grabs hold of the edge of your tunic and yanks you close so that he can, like, get right up close to you, and he goes, I told you, man, there's an ill wind a-blowing. This voyage is doomed. And then he kind of lets you go, and then he kind of shakes his head and walks away as if he doesn't recall doing what he just did.
All right. I'll just kind of let it go. I'll turn over to find Annie, which is she's over here, I think, right?
Yep.
And I'll
The
go
captain has come down off the upper deck now, and he is poking one of the dead creatures with his sword and kind of flipping it over to get a better look at it, to try to see what was it that attacked his vessel.
You ever seen one of these before, Captain?
I have not. Never seen such a vile beast as this.
So it's the
I've
first
seen-
time they've ever attacked. And how long have you been a captain for in these waters?
I have sailed these seas for nigh on 12 years. I have owned this vessel myself for 3. I have seen great giant sharks and whales. I have witnessed a sea hag try to curse our vessel once before, but I have never seen such things as these. These strange bat-winged creatures from the deep.
Why now, then?
Why now, indeed. We shall have a meeting below deck once we've got these things off. Get these things overboard. Hurl them into Davy Jones's locker. We don't need them aboard here anymore.
Right. Come on, Cyrano.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to pick it up and try to toss it over with him.
Well, all right. I'll lend a hand.
Okay. Right. So y'all pick them up, and between you and the crew members, you can hurl them overboard into the ocean.
Okay.
I'm also, after talking to Britannica, I'm going to go to the injured party members and attempt to heal them, or at least bandage them a little bit
Okay.
with what little I have.
Yeah.
So they're bandaged.
Right, so the splattered dead crewman, they wrap him up in a sheet, give him a proper burial at sea. The captain kind of says some last words as they push him into the depths of the ocean below. And then afterwards, the captain kind of looks at the bosun and says, man the wheel if you wouldn't mind. Everybody else, down below, we need to have a discussion. We need to talk about what just happened. I need answers.
Right.
Alrighty. And that is where we will leave it tonight. Nicely wrapped up at the end of a little battle with nasty winged beasties. So there we go. Alrighty.
Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. When I'm not playing a tree-hugging druid on How We Roll, I'm Shagget. You can follow me on twitch.tv/Shagget, where I stream casually, or on Twitter, if you can figure this out, at eneb_convos. How's that for laziest outro ever? My ass sass. See you guys.
Jane? Jane, what are you doing? You gotta record your outro. Jane? She's dead.
Hi, Jane's dead, but it's me, Jane's spooky ghost. You can follow me on my spooky adventures at Jane on Twitch with a 0. That's it. I'll talk to you guys later when you're dead. Please.
What's up, everyone? It's your boy, the Snuggler. Oh man, is it my 3rd campaign already? If you guys do want to follow me, I'm pretty active on Twitter at MaddieSweetTweet. And if this didn't scratch your D&D itch, Chris Tassix and I have a new podcast coming out. You can find out more information about that if you go to www.newcritsontheblock.com. Jane put it right there for everyone to see. We hope you guys go and check it out and enjoy it. Until next time.
Hi, friends and fans. It's me, Christy. Okay, that's good. I'm new and scared, like a lost little baby bear cub in big spooky woods of streaming. But luckily, my mentors Snugs and Jane are here to guide me through with grace and wisdom and beauty and muscles and beauty again, but mostly muscles. Jane said I could promote my art and my D&D podcast. That's all I can say about that, because she also said that hogging the spotlight is selfish and ugly. So, thanks for everything, Snugs and Jane. This is Crispy, saying sayonara.
Hi there, I'm Gorbad. Welcome to the Orc's Nest. I'm the Dungeon Master here on How We Roll, and if you'd like to follow me personally, you can do so on Twitter at Gorbad. Check out thedmblog.com for all things Dungeon Master and Dungeons & Dragons related. And of course, you can follow me on twitch.tv/Gorbad. Also, guys, don't forget to keep up with all things How We Roll. Follow us on Twitter at How We Roll. Check out the website www.howweroll.com, and make sure you follow us on YouTube as well. Cheers, guys.